Oh, dear. I feel like we're about an eighth of a second over.
We might be.
All right, college football 82, Iowa versus Nebraska on ESPN. This is an incredible game we're watching here, folks.
Yeah, this game, this will be my first time watching this game because it happened before I was alive.
It is possible that I attended this game. I attended some Nebraska home games in 82. So I don't know which ones it was, but if Oklahoma's losing to Missouri this same day, then I was at this one.
I picked this game. I've never seen it.
You wouldn't have been very old for sure.
I think I was like 3.
This is, Chuck Long might have been a freshman on this Iowa
You were like,
team.
what, 17 for this game?
I was 9 or 10.
You would have been 2, Tweety.
Yeah.
Is this 82 or 82?
It's 82.
Okay.
So it's, this is probably September, October of 82. September, I would guess, early in the season.
Yeah. Well, back then, didn't the season start in like the middle of August?
No, it started later.
Oh, it did?
The very first game after I was born?
What's your
Any
birthday?
guesses?
What's your birthday?
What was the question?
The first Husker game after I was born.
Minnesota.
Because I've said that before?
Nah, I'm just smart.
What's Minnesota?
1983 Minnesota game where we hung 84
No,
on
say
it.
the biggest.
Who is this dude?
I don't know, but he looks kind of douchey.
Yes, this is the season I was going to games.
If
We met players from the 81 team that lost to Clemson.
A little case of deja vu for
Oh,
me. The first game I ever
It looks like that same guy we just saw, except someone from Texas dressed him.
I like the old school script Nebraska shirt back there.
Yeah, it's like the one Jerry Seinfeld wears.
This is the fourth and final game.
Wore. I don't think he wears it still.
Well, this is a very ordered crowd behind them.
Bud Wilkinson, talk
I
about
guarantee-
Oklahoma. That's Oklahoma's old coach.
Yeah.
I guarantee that those people were specifically placed there because they follow directions.
But now the directions would be loud and be
Right.
an asshole.
Now
No,
it's don't
not
move.
that close. Not that close. It would be don't move.
Wave some signs.
Yeah, the signs.
But now they're in the distance.
Well, basketball broadcasts, they're that close.
Guys, we want to hear what Bud Wilkinson, College Football Hall of Famer, had to say.
Screw Bud Wilkinson.
Exactly.
I do like those patches they've got.
I do remember that old ESPN logo.
Yeah, the original.
Back to Lincoln, Nebraska. In a moment.
Back to
Oh.
Lincoln, Nebraska.
Golf clap.
Yeah, white people in the 80s were boring.
You could probably remove just about any era.
Why do they got to give us this part of the
white
game?
people got interesting in like the mid 90s. Once Eminem came around.
Ace of Base.
Ace of Base is like foreign though.
White people have been
White
interesting.
people
Very, very white.
At
White
various
people
other
from
times.
other countries are
Oh,
fine.
here we go.
It's white people
This
from the
is
Midwest
what's
that are
going to be
similar.
good because
Remington.
we were talking about, and I'm sure you guys are going to be talking about in the regular episode about.
Turner, I hardly know her.
Oh boy, Roger
That's how you get to know her
Craig.
better.
Yeah.
You see her face.
This is before Rozier.
What was she doing before that you had to turn her to see her face?
Yeah, I was maybe
Hey,
at
man.
this game, guys.
We start different ways.
Do we, Pat? Let's hear some more sexual things from Pat. Tell us all about your
Oh,
sex
look at
life.
it. No
Tom
gray
Osborne
hair
has
at
old
all.
looking eyes already.
I always forget he was a redhead.
Yes,
I like that.
sure.
Everybody be quiet so we can listen to him.
Yeah.
We're going to try to throw the ball a little bit more.
Same voice.
Dale's a great passer. We've got some fine receivers.
We're going to try to throw the ball a little bit more this game. In other words, we're going to throw the ball once.
We probably won't gamble.
We're gonna We're gonna run it 12 times. Then we're gonna play action and hit the tight end 30 yards
Yeah.
deep, wide open.
He already had the voice of an 85-year-old man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Listen, there's no state to me that is more plain spoken than Nebraska. Even the northern states like
Nebraska's
Wisconsin, they've got
considered-
this kind of accent, which to me is not plain
that's
spoken.
because they're north. They're next to Canada.
But I mean, again, when I hear plain spoken, to me, Nebraska's what I hear. Even keeled, not really much accent. It's just kind of, and Osborne personifies that. He could could be
but
40.
Nebraska's
He could be 20.
considered-
He could be 80.
Nebraska's considered the neutral accent. Like if you
Reggie
were
Roby.
I agree. It is.
really Reggie Roby,
Wow.
Yeah, Terrell Davis
huh?
said.
That's a big punter.
Yeah.
Yeah, Terrell Davis said when he was being recruited before he ended up at Georgia, he went on a recruiting trip to Iowa, and he saw that the punter was bigger than him, and he's like, "Nah, I'm out."
I had a friend who played fullback at Iowa, and he took
Hayden
vitamin
Fry.
S when he went to Iowa.
Hayden Fry, remember him?
And then he played in Northern Illinois, and he was 50 pounds lighter as a linebacker at Northern than he was as a fullback at Iowa.
Jeez.
Do you guys remember old school porn?
What do you mean, remember? Like from this morning?
Yeah, do you remember this morning? Did you remember like he's the kind that's like
Oh, yes.
balls deep in a pube forest.
Oh, dear God. I'm not going to argue with that, actually.
Dude, Hayden Fry is 17-17.
In 3 years.
And he's considered the greatest coach ever at Iowa.
Well, that was at 3 years.
Yeah.
He's 106 and 104 after 20.
Look,
He's considered great because he had a lot of good assistants.
Yeah, he lost more games at that point than Osborne did his whole career, practically.
Osborne
close.
didn't lose 100 games, did he?
Just about. There you go. 9 years. No, less, I
It probably would have
guess.
been less.
I think it's probably more like 80
over 25
games.
years, he probably averaged 3 losses.
Yeah, I'm guessing it's about 80 games, maybe 70. Between 70 and 80.
Oh, Nebraska beat us last year.
Iowa did.
I mean, Iowa beat Nebraska last year.
Yeah, who's us? Are you an Iowa fan?
Yeah, what were we just
What's
here
your-
there?
I said Iowa beat us last year.
You said Nebraska beat us last year.
You know what? You're not a Husker fan, Joe. You don't get to talk anymore.
What? I won't talk the whole next podcast.
Great.
But I want you guys to act like I'm there and be like, Joe, what do you have to say? And then when there's nothing,
Joe's not talking to us.
Yeah.
Joe's mad.
What do you think? Which number do you think is higher, Tom Osborne's
Do the whole
age
episode
or
like
his
I've never
That'd
losses?
be funny. What was the question?
Which do you think is higher, Tom Osborne's age or his losses, or his pant?
Wait, his
Pants.
age at what time? Right now?
right now,
His current
he's
age-
older than he has losses. He's 79 and he has 74 losses.
No, he's 83 and he has 81 losses.
Did you see that,
both
kick?
right in that you picked that his age was higher. His age is 82,
I was close.
Yeah.
and his losses are 49.
Ever?
Oh, shit.
255, 49, and 3.
Well, I know
Less than 50 losses in 25 years.
That's nuts.
Less than 2 losses
I mean,
a
they,
year.
they played usually shorter schedules.
Who cares? What coaches average less than 2 losses a year? Nobody.
Nobody.
Because
Saban,
even
probably.
Saban,
No,
Saban had
no,
years in
definitely
Michigan
not Saban.
State where he had 6 losses.
His first year at Alabama, he had 6 losses.
Here we go. Roger Craig, one of my favorites. And look at that. He's got, was Craig playing fullback? Or was
Yeah.
Rozier playing fullback?
No, I think Craig was playing fullback.
That's incredible.
He goes from
Stoops.
fullback to
One of the Stoops brothers is in that
I
secondary.
think it's Bobby.
Yes.
Turner Gill, man. He looks.
Yeah. Watch how he turns on the
Well,
option.
he's a Turner.
I hope I have this right, but he always
Their
did
nose
this.
guard is way back there. But yeah, it's so crazy that Roger Craig went from fullback to feature back, like in the NFL. Usually, it's going to go the other way.
He is a borderline Hall of Fame NFL player. And
Roger
he was,
Craig?
Yes. And
Yeah.
he was an innovator. He was the first running back to go over 1,000 yards. He had 1,000 rushing and receiving yards in one season.
He's one of the best receiving running backs
Ever.
Yeah.
Well, that San
he's the
Francisco
first.
offense, you know who the best receiving fullback of all time is?
Tom Rathman.
That's
Yeah.
right. I mean, Walsh loved Nebraska players.
Yeah, I actually read an interview about that with Walsh and how he specifically liked Craig because the fact that he could catch, and he was like the first one. Like he was basically like Reggie Bush before Reggie Bush.
Yes.
You know what? I think Nebraska's uniforms have changed more than Iowa's, which is
Oh, okay.
Bizarre
I'm
to think
sitting. I think I'm sitting. Oh, I'm on the other side, right where the camera is. I'm up to the left about 100 rows.
okay.
Up to the right, rather.
We're looking like northeast right now.
But I know I was on the other side of the
Right.
stadium. I wasn't on the side with the
capacity crowds.
I could see the press boxes.
Okay, yeah. Then
I
you,
think that's where that was what we were looking
this
at.
would be this.
we were looking
the
at the
camera
press-
would be coming from the press box side.
Oh, is it? Well,
So
I think I'm up. We were up in one of the corners, and I believe,
Third and 8 is a big play.
yeah, we had a false start.
And again, I don't know that I was at this game, but this during this season, there's Fryer.
Yeah.
Boom.
He's got the first down across the 40
Whew. Can you believe, like,
Number one
In an-
pick in the NFL.
yeah, in an era where Nebraska was all about the option, we had a top pick wide receiver,
Well, they got
too.
both him and Rozier out of New Jersey, and I don't know exactly what it was that got the two of them to come out to Nebraska, but
Money.
I'm not going to say it wasn't. But
And it was
damn,
eventually money that
made him drop that goddamn pass a year from now.
That Roger Craig was like, not on my watch, son.
That's right. Look at that N. So plain.
I like it.
I want to interview Roger Craig just so I can say, do you think Irving Fryer dropped that catch on purpose?
Let's get Irving Fryer.
Yeah.
You gonna call him to the prison?
Yeah, we've
can call it.
debated doing that with other people
We
before.
did do it with other people, and it's a very sad outcome the way that turned out.
Did you
Lawrence.
ever publish it? Is that on?
No, we didn't get
No,
him.
we didn't get him. We were in
right.
contact with him.
right before it happened.
Send him some cards.
Sent him some. No, I sent him a letter, and then I never got a response. And then I talked to the guy, and he was like, "Well, he needs phone cards before he could ever call you." And then
No, we sent him one, and then
I bought him, and
Yeah.
then he killed himself like the next
Oh
day.
God. Well, no one's blaming you, Ryan.
I wonder if
Well, thanks.
At least not until now.
Yeah.
those short jerseys and that just like cement AstroTurf would if that would
God,
hurt.
That's why
getting
those
tackled like
pads were
that.
probably so big, because you had to have a lot of space between you and the cement. Ooh, look at this innovative formation.
Kind of an offset eye.
Yeah.
It's like a pro set, right? Pro form.
With one tight, with no wide receiver, unless there was a guy split out.
You know what? I forgot to check. I think this was still the era when the wide receivers went in the 3-point stance.
Yes. And these jerseys, I think some of these are the tearaway.
It was, I think, a little bit after the 70s that they started to outlaw the
Oh,
tearaway.
okay.
Because Jeff Kinney went through a million jerseys
Yeah.
in that game of the century.
That's right. And I actually do remember, this is the era I was getting the Nebraska jerseys, and they were that hard mesh that you could actually get a finger caught in.
Oh,
if you were a kid,
I remember
you know,
that shit.
and that you tear a finger up in that
Yeah,
stuff.
dude. Rip your finger right
Yep.
off.
Yep, you definitely could. Well, not us because we were kids, but somebody in college probably could. Now, Remington is
I was
interesting
very
watching
strong
this
as a
game
child.
because we were talking about Cam Jurgens, who's been compared to him. So, and I think they're going to they're going to focus in on Remington a little bit during this game because he's such a highly decorated player. It'll be interesting to see if he stands out in any way. You know, because he's the greatest center ever, they say, in college football.
Oh, nice. That was a good hole.
Yeah.
I wonder how many Iowans were able to get in for this game.
The 20,000 allotted tickets.
20,000.
I think they had 20,000.
Not 20. I'm sorry, not 20,000. Like
2,000?
2,000.
Yeah. And I
Whatever
think
that
certainly then.
section is, that's on the southwest
Oh,
corner.
great.
I was
hole.
wondering if they even got that.
Well, they have a allotted amount. That
But
little
you get-
section.
Get a ConAgra person to offer them, at that point, like $40. They've doubled
Probably.
Oh,
I think we were on the Nebraska side of the field. This is so interesting, though, because
yeah. I'm confused as to what.
where
So
the
right now,
shot is
if
from.
we're in the booth looking out, then we're looking east. Straight on would be east.
Just going to say,
that's
Iowa
still-
cheerleaders, not great.
Those are the same cheerleaders they still have. They keep winning the contest each year. Nobody can unseat them.
Turner Gill looks weird.
He looks real skinny, doesn't he? I want to see Turner do that spin move that I say he did.
Oh, that's a hell of a catch.
Out of bounds.
Oh, balloons
they say
accidentally. That's not Rathman.
I thought I heard Rathman.
Well, it doesn't have the neck roll.
He does. Look at the blocking. Nothing.
Pump fake, throw.
He should have scrambled
That's a
on
dead
that.
duck.
Yeah.
Run a little too deep, and he was across the end line.
It's a bad
Keith
pattern
Jackson,
on that guy's
everybody.
part.
Tom Osborne is nimble.
He looks very, svelte.
Looks
Joe-
lithe in those pants.
I love those pants, dude.
Oh,
I'm
I'd
gonna,
get a
Gerald
pair
I
of
need
Ford
them.
to get,
behind
I need to
him?
get a
What?
pair of those pants.
Looked like Gerald Ford. There was that little spin. Did you see that?
No.
You guys see him do that?
No.
God bless it. He does that little spin there. Please replay it, everyone.
I'm sure they will.
I'm sure he's going to do it 12 times. So whenever he does the option to the left, he takes the snap and he spins around. We'll see.
I feel like that's a bad idea. If you're
I'm
doing the
so
same
glad
thing,
I remembered it right.
I feel like if you do that every time, it'd be easy to tell when you're going to do an option.
Well, he doesn't always do the option, though.
Right, but every time you do the option, you'd know because he does the spin thing.
Or they think that they're going right instead of left.
See? You see what I'm talking
Yeah, I
about?
see it.
So it's not like a complete spin. It's just like he always takes it out kind of to the left. He does look skinny.
You know,
Yeah.
this concrete field basically also had, at this point, multiple games on it during the week because they used to have JV for college.
Oh, God. What, freshman team?
Well, I think they also had a JV too.
So up to sophomores and stuff who weren't on the regular team?
Anybody, you'd probably be
Is that what they
seniors.
did with the scout team, or is that a whole different thing?
Like they would play like other teams' JVs, like Kansas or
So
something
the same
like that.
week? Is it the JVs play
I don't
then?
think so. They did it up into the early 90s, so I don't remember it all that well. Balloons.
Balloons?
Those are not environmentally friendly balloons, I
No,
believe.
not back then.
A big red. Let's go those red balloons and Hayden Fry. It's a warm afternoon.
Who does Hayden Fry
My favorite
remind me
thing
of?
about the balloon complaints,
I think Ryan's pretty good 70s porn era guys.
Oh, Tony Clifton. That's who he reminds me of.
Oh, my
not
God.
near fat enough to be Tony Clifton.
Do you think that's actually Andy
Kaufman?
Kaufman?
You think that Tony Clifton and Andy
Look
Kaufman
at
are
that
the
kicking. Still straight on.
Look at those ref pants, too.
what was I gonna say?
I don't know, sorry.
Oh, the balloons. You know what the thing that I drive you the most bonkers about the balloon controversy?
What?
That
Is
it
it-
exists?
That yeah, because everybody drove their car to the stadium and then complained about the balloons.
Well, yeah. Oh, that's...
Oh, they should have gone to
in
replay on that one.
comes
There
back.
is no replay back then.
But there
You
was for us.
lie. You lie.
There wasn't replay back then.
I know.
I was like that happened after like some Michigan play was the big thing, right?
There had been plays for years, but...
It was this century that replay came about.
But it came about because of like some specific play that would like change the dynamics of something. They
I mean,
introduced it.
there've been a
Was
bunch
it,
of things like that.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Was it Ohio State and Miami? No, that's
I thought it was
Colorado.
Michigan, but maybe I'm wrong.
That is a jacked kicker, by the way.
Well, yeah.
But also those pads make
that is
make people look
how
more
did it take
jacked.
them so long to figure out that's the worst way to kick a football? You know,
It
like
took soccer coming to America.
I guess so.
But he is out to midfield, and we told you that Glenn Buggs, a junior out of South Beloit, Illinois, is an outstanding
Man,
run.
Was I wrong? Is that
Is
that not Keith Jackson?
I don't think it is.
I thought it was earlier.
They all sound very similar. A little southern. Glenn Buggs.
I didn't. Yeah. Well, I guess if it was technically an
Is that Turner
ESPN
Gill
crew,
on
then it wouldn't have
defense?
been Keith Jackson. Never
No.
mind.
no, Jamal Turner.
Who can name the most number 10s?
Oh, there's a standing wide receiver
Yeah.
with his hands on his hips.
Think it's a run? Another pattern for nothing. Oh, it is. Chuck Long.
I wonder where he's coaching now.
Chuck Long, isn't he coaching 6 feet under?
No.
This was like the golden era of Iowa,
Iowa,
too,
yeah.
with
Well,
Chuck
Really?
Long.
When they were a 50-50 team?
In '83, Chuck Long went to New York for the Heisman. He didn't win, but
Were those banners? Were those
Nice
banners
hit.
real or were they photoshopped?
No, they were real. I thought they were photoshopped. Iowa had a bunch of banners of all of their bowl games
Oh my God.
in their practice facility, including losses.
Just like they were celebrating the fact that they won at least 6 games.
Oh my gosh. Van Norman.
Oh, Chuck Long is going to be the head coach of one of the new XFL teams.
There you go.
I'm really excited for the XFL.
Really?
Yeah.
I know someone who had season tickets to the first go around of the XFL, and he said it took like a week, maybe 2, and he's like, I'm not coming back. I don't feel safe.
Oh, really?
He said it was nuts.
The environment at the stadium?
Yeah, at the Coliseum.
I can't wait.
Oh my God.
That's where
You're
I
right.
thrive.
Have you been to a Dodgers game? I mean, LA sports fans will kill you.
See, I've never
will
felt
San
unsafe at a
Francisco
Dodger
sports
game.
fans.
Yeah, true. What?
I've never felt unsafe at a Dodger game.
Well, you never wore a Yankee hat.
That's very true.
He also dresses up like a Mexican. So he fits in, you know what I'm saying?
Why?
Somewhat.
Why do you assume it's the Mexican fans getting?
It's only Mexican fans that are at the Dodgers games.
No.
Even the white guys are just Mexicans that look white.
They do say Dodgers a lot.
Doyers.
There's a lot of there are a lot of rich people down there too.
It depends
Yeah,
on
but
what
you're not-
section
you're
you're
not
talking
sitting with
about.
them.
Yeah.
I am not currently sitting with.
No. The bottom row seats. Who's this? Reggie Roby.
Roby.
Best player on the team.
Probably their highest ranked recruit ever, too.
Until
that tied
he's
in
the
last
Hall
year.
of Fame.
Did he actually make it?
I thought he did, didn't he? Or is
I don't-
Ray Guy still the only? I thought
It
Roby
took
made
forever
it
to get
in.
Ray Guy in.
It did.
Reggie
it did.
Roby played for what? The Dolphins?
He played for a few teams.
the
Vikings
Dolphins
and
were like
Dolphins
his-
mostly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dolphins. What do you remember? His football card?
Was he
Yeah.
a lefty?
Yes.
That's how come I'm really good at the NFL from like 88 to like 96.
Football cards. Well, that's
Yeah.
exact. I mean, that was the best thing about those baseball football cards. Is kind of kept you. Fantasy took that over, but it doesn't have the same completion. You know, when you collected baseball cards, you knew guys who didn't play.
Well, and you also had a retirement fund. I've got $700 retirement fund in my closet right now.
Oh, your baseball cards?
Yeah, I have like 6 King Griffey Jr. rookies, like 4 or
good.
5 Brett Favre rookies, some Drew Bledsoes. I got Warren Moon's rookie.
I have.
Roby is not a Hall of Famer.
Okay. I have 2 John Elway rookies. I have a
Damn, that was
Marino.
worth a couple hundred.
I have a Marino rookie.
That's probably worth like
I got a
1,000.
Brady rookie.
I
in
got
a
so many
Michigan
Brady.
uniform.
I got so many Brady rookies. I got a Brett Favre rookie when he played for what, the Steelers?
No, I have the Favre one,
Falcons.
Falcons. I got a Lawrence Taylor one. The defensive player ones are not that much. They're not worth as much. Baseball cards, my dad has. He has like maybe 15 mantles.
If you ever want, he does not.
Yes, he does.
Kevin Spitzig,
You know
by
how
the
much
way.
that's worth?
Yeah.
Can I
It was
have
worth-
one?
It was worth a lot more about 20 years ago.
No, it's still worth like 50 G's if he's got the rookie.
He doesn't have the rookie. He doesn't have. He has 15 different mantle cards over the course of his career.
Okay.
He doesn't have the rookie. He does maybe have his second year. But he has Hank Aaron rookie, stuff like that. Willie Mays rookie.
Those are worth hundreds
Oh,
of
I know.
dollars.
Hundreds
By the
and
way-
hundreds and hundreds.
Some of these Iowa names sound like pure Iowa names.
Oh
Their
yeah.
linebacker Kevin Spitzig sounds like a guy who was polishing his Trans Am and listening to Rat after football practice.
Oh, Rat. What a throwback. Rat was well after this time.
Was it?
Yeah.
I'm not convinced.
I'm not either. I don't think Joe knows what he's talking about.
Rat was after
Motley
83.
Crue?
Molly Crew
Maybe.
was like 86.
Yeah, I think you're a couple years away.
Well, as has been established, I'm the youngest person on the Cobcast.
By like a year.
By a year,
Yeah.
2 years.
3 years?
almost 4.
How old? What year were you
boy.
born?
83,
What month?
September.
3.5.
So Campbell does his job, and now the
Oh no, 2.5.
No,
Oh boy.
3.5.
Okay.
This
Because
is
you graduated in 98 and I graduated in
this is the
2002.
content people want.
Yeah, but I graduated early because I was so smart.
Or they wanted you out of the school.
So if you go May
Maybe
80
both.
to May 83, that's 3 years, and then you have to add another 4 months.
Okay. So a little under 3.5 years. It's crazy how much older you look.
Meanwhile, back in the game.
Says the guy who was just talking about Mickey Mantle cards.
Yeah. Wait, is that me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rat's active years were 1976 to 1992.
What?
Second down.
76. Did they put albums out?
Dude, what year do you think Aerosmith released their first album?
71 or
70s.
something, right?
I think it's like 67.
It's crazy. That's true. They were
They're
banned in like Boston for like 12 years before anyone knew who they were.
They're from New Hampshire originally.
Jeez.
I didn't know that till I lived in New Hampshire, and then I was like, oh, no shit.
Oh yeah. Anybody who's driven through New Hampshire of any note is mentioned.
Adam
state.
Sandler is
From New Hampshire?
Yeah, everyone thinks he's like
Brooklyn.
a
or
Brooklyn
something,
guy.
yeah.
Let's take a look at the program. The replay.
Look at that. Look at how much gear he's got on. He's probably
A
got.
long sleeve shirt and a neck roll?
No, he's got 3 pounds of tape on his arms. I think they used to
Some
tape their
elbow
arms up
pads.
like casts.
40 seconds to go in this first quarter. Orts to the right. Hammer to the left.
Okay.
Formation this time.
Their discography starts at 1984.
Okay.
Who?
Okay.
Rat.
A lot of yards
But
here.
they were a band. They were just somebody was probably watching them to sign them.
Also, Reggie Roby played 10 years with the Dolphins, 2 with the Redskins, 1 with the Bucks, 2 with the Houston/Tennessee Oilers, and 1 with the 49ers.
He didn't play for the Vikings?
No,
Was it the Tennessee
he's
Oilers?
not a Hall of Famer.
He's not.
They were the Oilers for a year, maybe. Was it
first
a year
year.
or 2? Yeah, and they were playing in Vanderbilt Stadium.
Yeah.
Also, he is a righty. I had that wrong.
Oh.
That's a solid average. The 50-yard average. Some punter today would have fallen on that to try and draw the
definitely.
running into the kicker.
That was an optical illusion. That looked like he got hit and then a Nebraska guy ran by there, I think. But that looked like a massive hit. Oh, after this. They don't got the clock up there. It's amazing how little they showed back then.
Yeah.
Just yellow text.
Yes.
And why yellow? Why do they think that yellow was the color?
Well, I think the same reason for this ooh. That was a good hit. I think it's because it stands out on the green, although this game's going to make it tough. And this is also before the first down line.
It's interesting too that you never got to see the score and clock like in the game. Oh, that's head to head.
Yeah, that you'd be ejected for that.
Yeah, Nate Gary
Up high.
is pissed. Nate
You think he's watching?
wishes he could play in 82.
Yeah.
He's not big enough to play in 82.
He's too big for 82.
You think?
What?
He's as big as some of those linemen.
Why are you stopping that?
That's so weird. In my head, they're all bigger. Like, when I met like Eric Crouch, right? I remember him as being like this like legendary, humongous, bigger than life figure.
Crouch is tiny.
He's just
He
a little
is.
guy.
He's
yeah.
smaller than me, and he's like a year older.
Yeah. Oh man, this is the game that's going to put him under 500.
I can't wait.
I gotta look up.
Hey, let's not disrespect the winningest coach in Iowa
That's
history.
true. That's true.
The guy who thought he was so damn innovative because he made pink locker rooms for the visitors.
Yeah. He forgot.
Yeah.
That was his big innovation to the game. Nothing tactical. Nothing on the field.
And it really, I mean, it worked. He did win half his games.
Right.
Exactly.
You're right. I mean, just imagine if that locker room had been painted any other color.
Like black.
Yeah.
Or some tough color.
He never won a game.
Yeah.
He's 90 years old now.
Wow.
Who
Wait,
is?
in this game?
Hayden Fry is currently 90.
He started playing. He started coaching when he was 70.
Yeah.
He did have an overall head coaching record of 232, 178, and 10.
Where?
Wow.
All at Iowa?
So from this point, he goes.
He did 9 years at SMU. I don't know how much of.
Well, SMU was they were the Nebraska of the 70s.
But he was not there during the Eric Dickerson payoff days.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
He left by 72.
Yeah. But Hayden Fry. So from this point, what's his career record?
Oh, he.
Because he's
he
106
coached
and
at North
106
Texas
right
as
here.
well.
He's 106 and 106 right here.
At
So
Iowa, he finishes 143, 89, and 6.
Okay.
In
so he's coaching a lot more at Iowa after this game here.
so in 20 years, he has, compared to 25 by Tom Osborne, he has 12 more losses and 2 more ties.
And yeah.
So Hayden Fry coaches 20 years at Iowa.
Osborne coaches 25 at Nebraska.
And Hayden Fry has 12 more losses and 2 more ties.
Nice.
In 5 fewer years of coaching.
So he averages probably at least a loss more per year than Osborne.
His heyday was basically
late 80s.
Yeah.
81.
Oh,
Nice.
I'll tell you when his heyday wasn't. 1982.
Yeah.
That was actually one of his better years.
It was.
81 to 91 was his heyday because he had a rough couple first years at Iowa, then goes 8-4, 8-4, 9-3, 8-4-1, 10-2, 9-3, 10-3. He has 6-4-3, 5-6, then 8-4, then 10-1-1, and then he coaches 7 or 8 more years.
Where?
8 more years at Iowa.
Oh.
And
middling.
No, excuse me, 7 more years. So after he goes 10-1-1 in 1991, he doesn't have a winning record more than 3 times.
Yeah.
He has more losing.
He should have got out there
500 records.
91.
Yeah.
He'd be the winningest coach of all time, maybe.
No.
Tom Osborne's the winningest coach of all time. Did you know that?
Percentage-wise?
Yeah, percentage-wise.
Yeah. You ready for these games?
Oh man, this is early September, so I don't know that. I think I went to a game later in the season.
I wonder how many people had ESPN at this point.
Well, everybody did.
Not in 82.
No.
Yeah, it
took
was
a
part of
while.
the cable package.
Yeah, but not as many people had cable then. Not
And
nearly as many.
it also took a while to build it into cable, and then eventually.
Because I remember when. I'm thinking of. But MTV, ESPN, and CNN all launched on the same day, right?
I don't think so.
No.
No?
No.
Oh, because I remember MTV launching.
But they were all getting added to cable packages around that time.
Well, because that
And it was
ESPN
around this time, you know.
ESPN is who drove all the cable negotiations, though, back in the day.
But it
Because
still is the one that drives all the cable negotiations.
yeah, although they're losing power just because cable's losing power.
Right. Yeah, but they're
And
gonna.
they're killing themselves with their own streaming service.
Yeah, that cannot. Well, but their streaming service is stupid. I had it for a few months and then was like,
ESPN
no.
Plus?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
the dumbest thing ever.
It's secondary games.
So if you want to, pay-per-view an MMA fight, you also have to have ESPN Plus. So I've got to pay $6 a month just to be able to get a pay-per-view of MMA.
Oh, that's stupid.
Isn't that stupid?
Crap.
And they advertise it as you get. I thought you pay.
So it's just like an app you pay for that you still pay for stuff on.
Right.
By the way, Iowa had a backup quarterback on the sidelines who looked a lot like
Abraham Lincoln?
Who looked like Taylor Martinez.
Oh.
Dumb as hell, eating his own shit. Taylor Martinez might be the dumbest person I've ever talked to.
No.
That's right, it's your brother Mike.
But he didn't talk to you.
That's true, he doesn't talk to me anymore. Me and your brother are in a.
You keep taking yourself out of
Well,
text.
because he's the
things.
most fucking annoying person on the planet in a text message chain.
He's up there.
I used to think it was funny, but now it's like you can't have any sort of a conversation.
Without him taking stuff down, giving you fake stories about Nebraska injuries.
Well, it's just everything. Like, it's just ridiculous. So I just had to get out of it.
Good gang tackle, guys. Brooke Behringer with the good tackle.
That wasn't preparing.
Well, that's his number.
Well, not him though.
Nobody wears that number anymore, right?
No, it's been retired.
Being the important thing, Nebraska's defensive line controls the line of scrimmage, and their offensive line controls.
Well,
I wish we would have got Micah Parsons.
Yeah. He's supposed to be. He could be an All-American this year as a sophomore.
Yeah, it would be nice to have.
We don't have to play against him this year.
It would be nice to have Micah Parsons and Kayvon Thibodeau and
Right.
well, just every big recruit. Bookie.
Fuck Bucky.
Yeah.
The only
Bookie
reason
didn't do so great last year.
No, he struggled.
Micah Parsons was the leading tackler as a freshman for Penn State.
That's nuts.
That's
He's a crazy athlete.
Yeah,
he was burning cornerbacks as a wide
yes,
receiver.
Right, I remember that from his.
And not just any cornerback, like the premier
Like a four-star.
corners.
That was
No,
before
he was
he
like the
signed,
number
wasn't
one
it?
cornerback, wasn't he?
It was one of those
He was
big.
a 4-star, but he wasn't the
He was
premier.
at one of those camps.
Yeah, I can't remember. Christian Tutt.
Wow.
Is that who it was?
That is who it was. Wasn't Nebraska looking at him too?
Yeah,
Nebraska was looking at
he was
everybody back
nearly
then.
a commit, and then things started to fall apart.
Things fall apart.
Nebraska defense.
Yeah.
I don't know what to do. I mean, I'm a 500 coach. You guys know what to do? Hey,
He's gonna sing some lounge music.
Has anybody showed them the pink locker room?
Hey, do you know that? At our place, we got a pink locker room.
By the way, the number 18 is still worn.
Oh, it is? I thought it was retired.
Maybe not on
They
offense.
do like ceremonial retiring of
Okay.
jerseys. Miles Farmer and Matt Masker both have number 18.
Oh.
Two
then.
people have it.
Yeah.
If I was Brooke Behringer, I'd be pissed off.
Well, maybe he wants people wearing it. Maybe they choose who they give that.
Did
to,
anybody
number
ask
two.
him?
Florida State, and then in came Penn
don't know.
State.
I mean, Tommy Frazier's number was allegedly retired, and Andre Hunt wears that, and so does, or no, just Andre Hunt.
It's going to be a very interesting game 2 weeks from now. The problem
The same thing with
Well,
Sue.
I'm more like Andre Cunt for wearing Tommy Frazier's jersey number.
Wow, you say that till he scores the first touchdown of the game.
the last time he putted the ball.
Damian Daniels and Gabe Hines wear Sue's 93.
Oh, so Roby's from Iowa. Like,
Yeah,
he's just a
I was
hometown
surprised
kid.
to see that too. Although Waterloo is right there on the edge of Iowa toward Illinois.
He booms it again. Now this is into the wind. Fryer is back.
That is a high punt.
Yeah.
17-yard line.
Irvin.
He's going to get another good
Ooh.
return out across the 30-yard line, about a 14-yard return, and a flag has gone down after the play.
Oh,
Flag is down
hasn't been many
after the
flags
play
this
is
game.
over.
You could probably wear basketball shoes on that
This
turf.
time, the
Yes.
net yardage is
Right, you don't
40
need
yards.
cleats really.
No.
Well, do you remember the shoes
Well, but how
that
are
they
you
would
gonna,
have? Those
but how are
football
you going to
shoes
step
with-
on people's arms without
But
cleats?
they have a lot of little small cleats on those shoes,
Yeah.
those turf shoes.
Goal average last year was incredible. It was 49.8.
There have been some good Go Big Red chants throughout this game already.
Well, Nebraska is moving back. Referee John McClintock.
Maybe the fans need to watch this to remember how to do the Go Big Red chant.
Oh,
Well,
we do all right.
the problem is that the same fans that are there today are the same fans that were there that game. That's the biggest problem with Memorial Stadium.
After a play, you can
Well, I was potentially at this game.
It's crazy. I mean, they're pricing out the younger generation, and then they wonder why every year the sellout streak is in jeopardy. And
Ooh, Tom Osborne's
Yeah,
And the-
angry.
and the Boomers are gonna ruin Husker. They're gonna ruin the sellout streak.
pissed. Well, you could just argue that they're going to ruin, like,
Just ruin.
a lot of
lot
the
of
economy.
Just
Yeah.
ruin the Amazon. They're just
They
gonna
didn't
ruin.
ruin the Amazon.
It's on fire, man.
Yeah, not because of Boomers.
Well, Jair Bolsonaro's probably
you
a
see all
boomer.
those old people lighting it up? There's like thousands of old former
Also-
hippies who
Jair
have millions of
Bolsonaro's
dollars.
not young.
Also, if I have to hear one more person pretend like they give two shits about the Amazon,
I don't care about it like specifically in and of like each plant that goes down. I just want to be able to breathe.
You just want to be able to complain.
I want to be able to breathe, but I also know that all the oxygen that is produced by the plants in the Amazon is consumed by the animals in the Amazon. So there is no oxygen from there that is getting used anywhere else. Did you know that?
No.
I did.
Do you know why? Because it's irrelevant. Nobody gives two shits.
Speaking of irrelevant
Earth
things,
science is not irrelevant.
Okay.
you know who wears Mike Rogier and Amon Green's number 30?
Today? Today?
Yeah.
Jalen Bradley?
No.
Hold on, I do. Gaylord.
Eli Sullivan, a junior walk-on safety out of Longmont, Colorado. You know whose number isn't taken? Irving Fryer.
27?
Yeah.
Well, it's because he stole it. It's hanging up in his cell.
It's part of the non-disclosure court agreement
Yeah.
that no one can ever wear that number again.
Gil wore 12, right?
Yes.
Holy shit, there are 3 people who have number 11. We've got a giant roster. Why does no one have 27? Austin Allen, Braxton Clark, and Vaha Vainuku both have 11. 12 is Katarian Legrone and Quentin Newsom. A lot of youngsters.
Yeah.
Not a quarterback among them.
I think got to the 27, and that'll be enough for a first down for Nebraska if that's where they mark it.
All right, I'm done playing that game, guys.
That was a
I
good
feel like
game, though.
I feel like I
Look at this offense
Took it to
versus
the
how
ground.
fast our offense this year's going to go. Like, they're going to run like 45 plays.
How do they know which one's the head ref?
white hat.
The white hat.
Oh.
We'll go home and get their hint for
How do they know which one's the sideline judge?
next week.
He's got an S on his back.
No, he doesn't.
L.
No, he doesn't. There's no letters on their backs.
Hey, what happened to sound, bro?
Whoa.
We are experiencing
Oh.
Wow. We need to call it now. Out to Fryer. Fryer jukes his
Man,
man.
he is good.
Oh,
Let me
nice
ask
move by
this.
Fryer.
How are they having audio difficulties
When that guy still said
that guy
stuff?
just said stuff?
Well, he's the only one who can talk right now.
He's doing that from the control room.
Yeah. He did it really nicely. He sounded like an announcement.
Yeah,
Maybe that's a recording.
I thought it was a recording.
Oh,
they hit,
yes. Well,
yeah. Play that recording we play every
our
week.
listeners are not experiencing audio difficulties.
Yeah, they can hear. Hey, there's Eric Crouch.
That's Tom Osborne.
That's
Oh,
how
I saw number 7 and he was little.
Okay, here we go. I'll take over the call. Gil, behind center. We got a weird backfield.
Does a weird turn.
Turns,
Pop-
hands, runs, bounces, tackles, flies.
Is that
falls.
Rathy?
Might have been.
I think that was Rathman.
I bet they'd say if we could hear them.
God damn it, ESPN. This network's never going to last.
Technical difficulties with the sound portion of this program. Please stand by while adjustments are made.
This guy was
Whoa.
85.
Why doesn't somebody just plug it?
Adjustments are made.
Why don't they just plug in the XLR cable? How hard can it be?
There you go.
I didn't know Lawrence Phillips transferred over.
Yeah.
So what I did is I unplugged the cable because I didn't want him to be talking about the game.
And then I went over and I showed all of them a picture of our pink locker rooms.
Oh, swim it, pitch.
That's a smart play though.
I guess.
That would have been far too risky. Oh, he's pissed.
Should have pitched it the first time.
I bet Turner Gill doesn't swear either.
No.
No way. He says, "Jump it, Jehoshaphat."
Darndy darns.
He left Liberty, right?
Yeah.
By left, you mean got fired?
Yeah, I thought.
No.
Oh, wow.
They didn't anticipate
That
it.
is what nightmares are made of.
That's a real person.
That's when Herbie Husker was a serial killer.
That's
Oh,
the
I
guy.
thought you meant the dude behind him.
No, that's the guy they based Herbie Husker on. Poor man, he had a horrible skin condition.
Get rid of it, Turner.
He's the only one they throw to.
He's the only receiver on the team.
And he's dislocated his hip.
Oh, come on, man. Caught 3 balls.
That's a lot in this offense. He's
Like it.
tired. I like
He's
the
had
matching.
7.
Those are carries.
Well, he's not a running back.
You're right.
He's up, everybody.
I'm up, everybody.
I like the matching coach's pants, by the way. Like that's a whole uniform they've
There's
all got.
Charlie.
Yes.
There's Milt.
There they all are.
Was that Charlie?
Isn't that?
Right there?
No, that's Milt right there, isn't it?
With the red hat?
No, hold on. I got to see better pictures. I might have just made up
Everybody rewind.
names. I may have just.
Darlington for sure would have been there too. He was there the
Oh,
whole day.
there you
Oh
go.
yeah, Mikey.
I don't really know what Darlington looks like if we're being super honest.
Old.
I'd have to see if you showed me a lineup, I'd be like, that one's Darlington, that one's. But I can't just picture in my head.
Basic play from the I formation. The quarterback handing off. Rozier gets outside behind some very good blocking, cuts upfield.
Not a lot of depth to this color analysis.
No. It really is just.
Well, I mean, they're new to it, right? There wasn't.
You're right. Doing this much.
Yeah.
Once ESPN came out, they had to hire probably 20 more analysts.
Well, and that's the thing. 5 years prior to this, Nebraska has one televised game a year.
Yep. And it's on ABC, and it is Keith Jackson. You're right.
With Frank Broyles, maybe, as his color commentary guy.
Sure. Broily.
And Keith, he's just a sophomore.
I hate when people say sophomore.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah. He was wide.
To make the reception. Doc Brown must be wondering what must
Say
I
Doc
do?
Brown.
He was out of the end zone for a touchdown pass, and here he could have gone into the end zone, and the ball was underthrown.
He could have 2 and still empty-handed.
Oh, that
Short now.
receiver.
And here's Rozier. He's got the first down easy inside
See
the
that?
25-yard line.
Fryer, the quarterback started blocking after the pitch.
Turner Gill?
Yeah.
A junior out of Deerfield,
Scott
Illinois.
Frost has a big-time block to his name from
Yes,
that
I remember that.
Big 12 championship against A&M.
Wasn't it like a cutback where he went one way and then came the other way, and then
Yeah.
Frost took a dude out?
I remember that live, and then that block has circulated a few times in recent years, and woof.
Yeah.
That guy does not see it coming.
No, not as good as the Bell one.
There's a carry for Irving.
Yes. Oof.
By Nate Creer, a freshman out of Brooklyn, New York, number 29. But again, big yard.
Someone lost a hat.
Inside the 20 this time, down to the 17-yard line.
And a very balanced offense. They've thrown the screen passes, they run inside, they run outside, and now they give us the big.
Look at all them hands on knees.
Yeah.
All right, but we came in knowing of Roger Craig.
Man, Tom Osborne really was a lot more animated in the earlier days.
They didn't know about Fryer. Did you hear that? He said, we've come into this game knowing about... So this was Irving Fryer's coming out party, apparently. He said, we knew about Craig, we knew about Rozier, but this guy...
And Rozier's got the first down.
I mean,
First down.
Iowa has... I mean, Nebraska's not, running it up, but they've done nothing to...
Well, but Nebraska doesn't run up scores until the
Right.
second half
You're right.
back in that time, mainly the fourth quarter.
Hands on knees.
In the middle, and that's one of the great places.
Was it 94, 95?
Look how small the stadium looks there.
Yeah, it's a lot bigger now.
Yes.
It's like, what, 70,000 back then? Now
Well,
it's like
and
90.
there's more space
Per
between
seat.
seats
Yeah.
now too.
Oh, nice.
What about 94, 95, Tweety?
One of the two, can't remember, maybe 95.
One of the numbers is higher than the other.
Milt Tenniper said that the entire offensive line never took their helmets off during the game because they thought it was a sign of weakness.
94.
Nice.
I think it was 94
Was it 94?
Before he's hit.
because that was the year after Florida State. They were
4 to go for the first down.
The reason I don't play football is because I always thought putting pads on was a weakness. And they wouldn't let me play without it, so that's
Yeah.
just my story.
And this is Craig looking for touchdown.
nice.
I would have been the greatest unpadded player in history.
I would have been the greatest overly padded player.
Yeah,
Well, second greatest behind Earl Campbell.
I always thought if I played baseball at a high level, I'd be like Biggio. Pads everywhere, crowding the plate.
Barry Bonds at a certain point.
Yeah, but he was planning on swinging if he could.
He took a lot of walks.
Yeah, well, but the walks that Bonds took, the pitches were over his head. They were walking him on purpose the last 3 years. Biggio was just getting on base. I mean, he was on some vitamin S too.
They all are, if they're smart.
Biggio was so little, though.
Short is what you mean.
He was not particularly big either.
His shoulders were. They wore those baggy uniforms. Caminetti, if you saw him in the uniform, although he was...
So do you think that TRT should be illegal since steroids are?
What's TRT?
Testosterone replacement therapy?
Well, they're saying that a lot of the baseball has warned their players that I guess they have these over-the-counter non-prescription like erectile dysfunction drugs that the players have been taking. And they don't know if they're
Is
taking...
that how they're taking hit by pitches? Like they just get giant boners?
Right. They don't know.
hit the
They
dick.
don't know if the players are taking these things to mask other stuff, or if there's something in those things that they're taking that helps them. But that's all along the lines of those testosterone replacements.
Except that testosterone replacement is where they inject you with testosterone.
Oh, right in your balls?
Go look at Joe. The prime example of what TRT does is go look at Joe Rogan.
I just gotta ask:
What does he look like?
is Kevin
Like a
Seibel
fucking
black?
monster.
Oh, really?
He's 57 years old and he still runs. I mean, and I guess he just like fucks his wife 5 times a day every day too.
Oh, jeez. She must be pretty upset about that.
No, she loves it.
I didn't mean to ask, but like, was our kicker black, or is it just the shadowing of it?
God, Pat is so racist.
No. I'm just curious because
I think it's a shadowing.
black kickers and punters are rare, and Iowa has a black punter,
And we have a black kicker, and I don't think ever Nebraska and Iowa have played with 2 black kickers, is what you're asking.
I mean, it just seems like a rarity.
I just want to point out that all Pat is noticing about the kickers isn't how good they are.
I noticed
at
that he
it.
was jacked before that.
I think it's fair in the 80s to point out the unusualness of, even if there was a quarterback who was African American.
I think it's
very
right.
unusual.
Oh, now he's African American. 5 seconds ago he was black, and then I start calling you racist.
You make fun of me when I say African American.
Yeah, I do.
He
Because
could
that's
be
even more
Caribbean
racist.
American.
This was Turner Gill's second year playing for Nebraska. He only had 3 receptions in 81.
You mean Irving Fryer?
I said Turner Gill, didn't I?
Yeah.
I meant Irving Fryer, yes. Yeah, Irving Fryer had 3 receptions in 81.
I referred to an Egyptian guy one time as an African American.
Well, he is, isn't he?
That's what I said.
Yeah.
He got very mad at me. Told me I was racist.
Arabic American?
And he's like, that's black people. And I was like, I mean, technically it's people from Africa that are now American.
Yeah.
Or people with family lineage from Africa that are American. That's what it means. So you are African American.
You're right. People forget. I bet you if you asked 100 people, how many would know that Egypt is in Africa?
I would hope all of them.
No. Definitely not.
I don't think
How?
geography is a well-studied
that part of
subject.
Af- and
in
the
the
I
middle-
don't study it either. I mean, given I'm smarter than the average person.
But the Middle
I'm a
East and
geography
Africa,
nerd.
not a
I
lot
just-
of people necessarily know how close those two things
What's the
are.
capital of Turkmenistan?
I'm going to say Turkmenistan.
Ashgabat?
Yeah, good work, Pat.
Wow.
Thank you.
It is Ashgabat. That's actually very impressive.
I play a lot of Sporkle geography quizzes.
Oh.
A lot of what?
Sporkle geography
What's
quizzes?
Sporkle?
It's just a website where you can play a lot of quizzes.
I should do that. I like that
It's
stuff.
a lot of fun.
It's a white nationalist trivia website that Pat belongs to.
Yeah, because if
Trivia is not white nationalist. It's all just general trivia.
Which is weird because the one thing people forget about white nationalism is that it's really about learning.
They love trivia.
Yeah.
Certain facets of trivia.
Right, right. Did you know?
Yeah. Did you know that the capital of Turkmenistan is Ashgabat? And also, black people's brain is 30% smaller than white people's. That's the other thing
They say.
You were, just to be clear, you were doing an impression of a white nationalist.
Yes, he
We
was.
want to get
He
that
was
clear.
spreading misinformation. Ooh, things are getting a little chippy.
Are you saying that because they're hawks? A little chirpy?
Chirpy.
Was this the era in the NCAA where you could only play 3 years, like where you had to sit out your freshman year?
I don't think so.
Because Irving Fryer only played 3 years at Nebraska.
I think he came in as a transfer. He and Rozier.
Yeah, the check didn't cash. The check didn't clear his first year.
Can I tell a horrible Hawk story?
Yeah.
That is a nerdy-looking guy, number 16, by the way.
Chuck Long?
And that's coming from Pat.
2 mornings ago, my daughter got up and she was like, "Oh, Daddy, or Mommy," she didn't say me, "there's a baby hawk outside." And then later on she said it had something. So later that
That
day,
something was AIDS.
it wasn't a cat. We had 2 baby doves that were born right in our garage above one of our cars. And they're not baby, well, they still are babies, but they could fly and everything. But apparently, now there's only
Ooh,
one.
we shanked that.
Apparently, my daughter, without knowing it, saw this hawk eating one of our little baby morning doves. Pretty sad.
Irina had, I think they were doves too, that Irina had like they had
Down your
like
garden?
a nest out there in our garden, and Irina like would leave water out and food out for it, and then one day she walks out and there's just a pile of feathers.
Yep, that's what it was. It was a pile of feathers.
And then one other little baby like hiding in a corner, scared,
Oh my
shitless,
God.
like
What
it just
happened?
watched its family get murdered by a monster.
Oh, God.
There were cat owners in our neighborhood once who were like, yeah, we've been seeing hawks, and they can take cats.
Ooh.
And they were like, just, keep your cat inside.
Jeez.
Did you ever see that one where the cat took the baby, or the hawk took the baby?
Yes. It drops
What?
it pretty quickly after.
Did you know that that was all video editing? It was a.
I did know that. I
believe
had
that.
heard that. Yes.
It was a college kid, like a college.
I hope you got a job
project.
out of that.
It was good, man. There's another one I watched where a guy's filming a camera and a hawk comes flying dead on him and
What the-
throws.
New quarterback.
Whoa.
Nate
First
Mason.
half? This is a name you never heard.
Nate Mason. Pat's heard it, I'm sure.
Actually,
Because he's
I don't think I
he's
have.
from Gretna, Nebraska.
No, they showed he's from
He had
Texas.
1,700 rushing yards.
No, they just showed that he's from Texas.
No.
It's hard. It'd be hard for him to beat out.
Yeah, that's a
Turner Gill
pretty
at that
rough
time.
time to come into the program when you're parallel to Turner Gill.
Yeah.
Unless you think he has weak bones.
Craig has carried 10 times for 46 yards. Now Craig goes out.
So you're making that the Will Farniok and Cameron Jurgens parallel?
Yeah.
We're only up 21-0.
I know.
Just because we control the clock.
Right.
For Nebraska on this third down and long.
I mean, it's crazy that in the first time. Oh, he does the same.
Mason's first throw of the year, and he is over
He's probably
I'm sure
taught
it's
to do
taught,
that.
yeah.
Yeah.
Gee, Tom Brown has done everything, but
It was not taught to float it 10 yards over
Who
his
was the
receiver.
quarterback's coach back then?
Turner Gill.
I don't know if they had a quarterback's coach per se. I bet the offensive coordinator handled it.
Who was the offensive coordinator?
Tom Osborne.
Oh, yeah. But the offensive coordinator just calls the plays. Like, do you know what I'm
offensive.
saying?
penalty was against Nebraska.
Yeah, who does the coaching of them?
Yeah.
I'm looking it up.
Darlington?
I'm kind of doubting it was Darlington because Darlington
Who's that
coached
behind him?
defensive
Yeah,
backs.
who's that nerdy kid behind him?
That guy grew up to be Ronald
Mike
McDonald.
Osborne.
Oh,
That's not Mike Osborne.
No.
Mike Osborne's probably about 9 years old then.
Do not want to give a team like Nebraska an extra down. You know they have to punt the ball.
Man, he got laid so much in high school because his dad was Tom Osborne.
how do you know?
I've just been told.
I don't see a specific quarterbacks coach,
I don't-
although they don't have a title next to Jack Pierce.
Ah.
Frank Solich was the head freshman coach.
What?
He also was the running backs coach, right?
Eventually, not on this roster.
I think they.
Mike Corgan was the running backs coach this year.
Isn't he the lead singer of Smashing Pumpkins?
Billy Corgan is who you're thinking of.
Oh my gosh.
Our offensive line coach.
Reggie Rowe. Oh, that's not Reggie Rowe.
No.
That's a white guy, just to be clear from earlier.
Yeah.
Racist.
He
that's
was
not-
saying the
no,
place
that's
kicker.
not the
The place
kicker.
kicker. That's the punter.
Yeah.
That thing
That's
did go right up in the air.
That was like 49 or 45 was the kicker, and he was much bigger than this guy. Roby shanked one earlier, too.
Yeah.
By the way, the co-offensive line coach with Milt Tenneper was Cletus Fisher.
Oh, sure.
Cletus.
What happened?
Who named their whoever named? Why would you name your
There's
kid
a number of
Cletus?
Cletuses.
Well,
Yeah, I
mean, he
bet
was-
you. If you know what's funny, I bet you that they're trying to name him Clitoris, but they're from the South, so it came out Cletus. Like they're from Louisiana.
He coached
Cletus.
25 years at
Hey, you
Nebraska.
gotta go down there and lick your mama's Cletus.
Hammer coming out, Campbell coming back in as wide receiver.
Hey, can you run down to the corner store and give me a 6-pack of beer while I'm licking your mom's Cletus?
Plays from the bench. Iowa's been alternating wide receivers.
There, you have no clue how much time is left in the game. It's unbelievable. Like they show the
Well, I
quarter
mean, I do
once.
because I can see the.
Yes, the thing going there, but I mean, in terms of like the
Still
game
first
clock.
half, though.
Yeah.
Does get away.
I mean, how did that guy go to New York for a
Well, and the
Heisman
crazy
Trophy?
thing is that when they want to show you, they just aim the camera at the
Yes,
scoreboard.
right. There's not even.
There was a receivers coach, and then there was also a guy who coached tight ends and wing backs, which is a receiver.
Yeah.
John Melton did tight ends and wing backs, and Gene Huey was your receivers coach.
Ah.
Okay. Remember when back in the day how the TVs had that thick plastic that came down over the front of
Yes.
the screen around? They
Yeah.
did that to hide those things. The blacks on the side and that weird.
Oh.
That's what those were for.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
And it is shy of a first down.
interesting.
They actually had a reason. Obviously, they wouldn't help with some of this stuff. But this is also partially probably from being ripped off the internet.
Yeah.
And then me ripping it off the internet.
You know what?
Copy of a copy of a copy.
Yeah.
Unless unnamed, untitled Jack Pierce had a coach of the quarter, unless he coached the quarterbacks, which is possible because he coached until 91, which would have been about the time that Turner Gill came on. Unless he did it, then it had to have been Tom Osborne.
Interesting.
You got to imagine it'd be hard to be the head coach and the guy that calls all the plays, and then also the quarterback's coach.
I'm guessing it was Jack Pierce.
Yeah.
Oh, Jeff Smith?
Has a slight wall, tries to get out of it, but cannot.
Brooke Barringer.
No, that's the guy who dropped the pass the next year in the end zone that
Yeah.
Turner Gill threw.
It wasn't a drop, per
No,
se.
no.
Oh, are we talking about?
Then following year.
The Orange Bowl.
Yeah.
What?
There's the end
Get
of
down from the
stadium.
dorms.
And we're still coming, but at least
I don't know how they got up there.
Yeah.
I'm gonna guess the staircase.
But I mean,
Jeez, sitting like that on a
game
building?
itself with 2:40
No
to go in
way.
the first half. 21-0. It's like watching a game.
Not a fan of that.
No. Is Stein cooler on this line too?
Because you know
Yeah.
they've been drinking.
Oh,
God,
God,
yeah.
yes.
Second down, nearly 10 to go.
that's a good seat for the game, though. I'll give them that much.
Yeah, till it isn't.
Tell it isn't exactly.
Turner Gill back in.
Oh, somebody going to be open.
Throws the ball and throws it on one.
Apparently, Jack Pierce was our ace recruiter.
Ah.
Bagman, that's what Jack was.
Yeah, that's why there's no title. You
Can't put Bagman on the.
Well, he was our ace recruiter until 91 when we had to start bringing in guys like Lawrence Phillips and Tommy Frazier, so he might not have been Bagman.
Interesting.
Yeah, I really believe that
You got Irving Fryer.
Irving Fryer came on his own volition, I believe. Not.
I like the start of this article. Try telling Jack Pierce it's overly difficult to recruit great football players to Lincoln. That's bullshit, he said recently.
This article was written in 1954.
When you could say-
2016.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Winning solves everything.
Yeah.
We're about to find that out
That's right. Both in this game and this season.
this season.
I like that he was the Huskers' chief off-campus recruiter. Like, where they had someone who was just going into PE
Well,
classes.
you can't call the guy that gets the chicks from the sororities to come in and blow Turner Gill a recruiter. So they have to call that something different.
Pierce played a lead role in NU landing Neil Smith, Broderick Thomas, Reggie Cooper, and Mickey Joseph.
Sounds like a
Mickey
good combo.
Joseph. He came to my elementary school when I was a kid.
Yeah?
I had a buddy that played. It was a walk-on wide. Well, he was like a practice squad walk-on wide receiver for Florida under
Yeah.
Tebow.
Oh, yeah, we talked to him.
How did you talk? When did you talk?
We
to
did
him?
videos with him.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Our 5 types of fans.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Check those out sometime, guys.
Absolutely.
And he said that Tim Tebow never had sex, but he
got a million blowjobs.
Got more blowjobs than anybody's ever met.
Now, does he ask everyone he meets how many blowjobs they've gotten?
No, I have a feeling that
numbers
Tim,
were
Witness to a few of them.
Tim Tebow probably just talks about it incessantly.
That's probably true.
Oh, I'm not gay. I'm not gay. I get blowjobs. 75
I wonder if he
blowjobs.
lies about the blowjobs.
I mean, lying's a sin.
So he's getting a blowjob, according to him.
No, not getting a blowjob.
He might be
Isn't-
prioritizing, although
Right,
lying
right.
is in the 10 Commandments.
you-
Blowjobs are not.
It's true.
Well,
Unless it's your
adultery,
neighbor's
right?
wife.
Adultery.
But
He's
if
not married.
no one's married,
Yeah,
it's
but
not.
you're eventually doesn't it?
Well, premarital stuff is another thing.
It's
What
not
the-
adultery.
Whoa! Now, again,
Roll out!
that's after a flag falls. Those two dudes
And
just
Turner's
mugged him.
back in, too.
Yeah.
Kick him out!
Along with Tony Wankin.
I don't know that the Iowa players were able to hear the whistle blow.
Oh,
Obviously,
certainly.
Yeah, it's a hell of an excuse. Bush League, Iowa.
Illegal procedure penalty.
Illegal shift looks like a very bad signal, by the way.
Yeah, it does.
Seems a little bit.
Oh, Roger.
What'd he do?
He shifted early. Those are great pants.
Yeah, they really are. I
The
want some.
belt is the part that's got me kind of.
Well, it's weird because they're sort of pants, but also.
Whoa!
Whoa!
I'm gonna tell Jesus about this.
Whoa!
They're sort of pants. What?
They're sort of pants, but also sort of like stretchy, like legging type things.
Yeah.
Well, that was
like golf pants.
I mean, they just got out of the 70s.
Yeah.
And the pants were made in the 70s.
God, I want a pair of those pants.
Yeah,
I want them so bad.
That little kid get on the... You see that little kid there?
probably a ball boy.
That young?
Tom Osborne was really religious.
Husker.
And Catholic.
Oh, jeez.
Dear lordy.
Huskers Authentic. If one of those Husker apparel stores sold those as like the Tom Osborne style pants, people would buy those up in a heartbeat.
Absolutely.
Whoa, phone call.
Yeah, this is,
What
their
about-
internet connection just...
What if we found a way to get yellow Hawkeye pants, but then put like poop stains on the back of them, like they just shit their pants?
And who are we going to wear those?
Oh yeah, that's true.
You still have to
Sell
convince someone
those
to
as
wear
part
the...
of the Patreon.
Yeah.
What you do is you put a little, you know, like when you rob a bank, they put those like dye packs in to your money thing. You sew one into the pants. They're yellow pants, and then it's like time activated. So like at the big, the Thanksgiving day after Thanksgiving game, everyone's wearing their yellow pants.
Are you ready?
Simultaneous
Shit pants.
ass shit.
I don't mean to interrupt this, but are you ready for the James Broad Eddie Mack title fight?
Ooh.
I mean, that's when ESPN was really bringing the big sporting events. A Thursday night.
Thursday night fights. That was a real thing back then.
I thought it was Friday night fights.
Oh, maybe it was
Depends
Friday.
on where
No, it's Thursday.
you are in the world.
Thursday.
Yeah, check on.
I don't know.
Auction was
So I
Thursday.
didn't mean to interrupt the.
No,
the
shit. It
die
needed to
pack.
be. I thought we went as far as we could.
We
with
should
that.
do a poll with like different ideas and see what people would want.
Shit die pack.
Tom Osborne pants.
Well, we can't make Tom Osborne pants.
We can contract someone in Peru or
Yeah.
Thailand to make
T.O.
us some
style
cheap
pants.
pants.
India.
Except on 2 occasions.
Hey, India, you know how everybody in your country doesn't have pants? Can you make us some as a joke?
For Tom Osborne, you know who he is,
Yeah.
right? India?
Anticipating that. This will take time off the clock, takes him up to the 28-yard line.
Yeah, how much time's it going to
Oh,
take
yeah,
off the clock? What clock?
Did you want to say the other idea that you had earlier today, too?
No, because people will steal it.
Yeah,
Oh, did we say that off air earlier?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
and it's a great idea.
It is a great
folks.
idea.
Yeah.
Wait for it.
It's gonna be the next Hawkeye water ball.
Oh!
That snap went further.
Oh,
than,
touchdown!
that snap
That's a
went further than
touchdown.
Roby's last punt.
Yes. Look at that. That's how our first score of this season's going to be.
Ooh, I hope so.
Man, what a snap. I mean,
3 and out, touchdown on the punt over his head.
That
is
wasn't
a-
even on a punt.
No, that wasn't
That
a
was
punt.
just a
That
snap
was
to
just
the
a quarterback.
quarterback.
That's before they knew what the shotgun was.
The guy was like, I thought we were punting. I wonder why the punter had his hand on my nuts.
No, you got to catch the ball. Okay, and when it comes at
I
you,
need you to
gotta
look at
catch it.
this picture of our black and gold locker rooms. You're playing like you came out of the pink locker rooms.
I haven't been under 500 in 4 games.
Your impression of him does sound like Tony Clifton.
Mine?
Joe's.
A little bit. I am Tony Clifton. That's the thing.
You're not Tony Clifton.
I wish. Bob Zamuda.
Show me your Kaufman money.
I think I met Bob Zamuda once, though.
Really?
Did you?
Yeah.
At Iowa City, Iowa upset Nebraska and knocked them out of a real chance for the #1 championship.
What was?
I was
Oh.
about to say that they're going to be encouraged by making their first down of the game for 2nd and 2.
Tony Clifton is one of the funniest.
It's incredible.
It's that he got away with some of the shit he would said.
Absolutely.
He walked around on a thing and told a woman a lot of perfume wearing there. Someone must be on their period.
I mean, that's nothing. That's nothing. Today it would be.
Yeah, today it would be.
But
That's what
I
I'm
mean,
saying.
when I was in
Could you
Chicago a couple weeks
imagine-
ago, listen, did I tell you the story about the guy that he said in the Second City blackout? I didn't.
No.
This
I'll
is the
tell you.
kicker I was referring to earlier,
Okay.
Tweety.
Oh, and
I think he's Italian.
Italian.
To bring him back again next week.
A lot
Yeah.
of Italians in Nebraska at this time. I can
Yeah.
speak to
His
that.
name wasn't that, though.
It was Spaguli.
Yep, Guido Spaguli.
Wonderful kicker in
Yeah.
Nebraska history.
Oh,
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry, Kevin Spaguli.
you might be right.
Yeah, I think he's black.
My goodness, in Nebraska?
Well, he's
Iowa
Egyptian,
game.
so he's Eastern European.
He's African American. Wow, that is crazy.
Why is Barry
Look
Switzer?
at that. He's got the all red. Look at those guys.
Yeah.
The Oak Ridge boys.
Counting flowers.
Mutual.
Yeah. Doesn't bother me at all. Smoking
Elvira
cigarettes and watching Captain Kangaroo.
That's not the Oak Ridge boys, is it?
They do. The Statler brothers do too.
That's right.
That's the one my dad always listens
Yes.
to.
See, that's the one that was
Brothers.
on Pulp Fiction
Yep.
soundtrack.
Yep.
But the Oak Ridge boys did it. Yeah.
Oh, sure. Elvira. Oh.
3-man front.
Whoa. Yes.
We have no respect for your run game.
Well, I mean, they were just trying to run it out last time, too.
The Oak Ridge boys and the Statler brothers basically just each did the same songs.
Yes.
Yeah, they both did Lose Yourself.
13 seconds to go, bud. I don't know if they'll get off another play or not.
I was trying to come up with a Statler brothers version of Lose Yourself.
It can't be done. Oh, Chuck Long with a Heisman preview for next season.
I saw this guy one time that he did a parody of Eminem's Lose Yourself, and it was just him in various alleyways on one knee doing this. going Moss Spaghetti, Haley, Moss Spaghetti, for like 4.5 minutes over and over again, and it just tickled me in a way.
Well, it was you, right?
No, it wasn't.
You're trying
me.
to get people to watch this thing by saying it was somebody that you saw, but it was definitely you.
That was a quick halftime show, guys.
Yeah, that's what I liked about games back then. They ran in, they touched the wall, and they ran back out. That's what was halftime then. That stadium looks tiny.
First downs, Iowa had 1.
Yeah, it was the one before that fumble. Ooh, but
Negative
there-
6 pass yards. Or no, is that?
Yes.
Yeah.
But on 2
Hey,
completions.
but in their defense, negative 6 pass yards is only 13 yards less than their rush yards.
1 yard at halftime.
And Nebraska, yeah, I mean, it's going to be a 500-yard game.
Yeah,
It
'cause,
is
I mean,
very
the first
equal.
half, like you said earlier, Tweety, the second half outpaces the first half usually, even though they're trying to sit on the ball.
Well, because that's the thing, is that they beat up the D-line so bad in the first half
Yep.
that they just can't keep it together. And
And
they're
we did
so
kickoff duties too.
and they're so deep.
He kicked the other one right through the thing, too.
I mean, who was the running
Well,
back?
he wouldn't have kicked yet. This
He
is
did,
their first
though.
kickoff.
Who's the running back behind
They haven't
Rozier right
scored.
now?
Roger Craig.
But he did
Okay.
kick one out. Didn't Nebraska get the ball in the end of the first half?
It couldn't have been because
I think that was the highlight of the last kick, maybe.
No, they only have 1 yard.
they didn't score, so they couldn't have had a kickoff in the first half.
You're right. Okay.
But of course we're right. We're trying to tell you that.
I thought he kicked off. Maybe Iowa decided to kick off both halves.
Yeah. We're going to defer to the second half. We're going to kick off.
I wonder if Turner was like dinged for a little bit. If that's why they
Didn't
brought
Bo
him in.
Pelini do that once?
What?
Twice, yes, he did, didn't he?
Deferred, and then somehow ended up kicking both.
Or he didn't defer. He chose to kick and not defer.
You can't do that more than once. Surely you're going to get roasted enough times.
He might have done it once, though.
I'm pretty sure he did it once.
Really?
I feel like he did. And it was
That's
like,
like
why
on
is he
par
doing
with
that?
the
Well, I mean, it's not him. I feel like instead of deferring, the guy went out and said, we'll kick.
Right.
You got to teach your players.
But of course, Bo Pelini got blamed for it. I
well,
mean,
you got to make sure your players know what the hell they're saying.
right. I mean, Bo
The
Pelini did
Pelini's
that.
landed on their feet in Youngstown. It's all good. Don't feel bad about Pelini.
I don't
They're
feel bad
playing
about
against the
Nobody
world
feels-
beaters from Sanford today.
Nobody feels bad about. How's that
Why do
Miami
you keep
Florida
sending
game?
them Christmas cards every year then?
Because I'm trying to get some cocaine.
Oh, Youngstown beat Sanford 45-22.
How about Florida Miami? How's that
I
game
haven't
going?
started yet.
Started at 1.
Oh.
It did?
I thought it starts at 5.
Isn't it 4 p.m. Eastern time?
I would guess it'd be a night game.
Yeah, I think it's
4
a night
p.m.
game.
Pacific.
Oh, I thought it was Eastern. Okay, great. So we can hurry this up. Jesus.
We're halfway through, guys.
Yeah, man, more than half by a minute. This
So
is
how many receptions? So Irving Fryer has 8 receptions now? Is that what
something
it is?
like that?
Because he has had something like 24 for the season.
No way. So this game was basically half of his receptions. This game is where they set up all the other
Yeah,
games.
but he also has the record for most receptions in a season at this point.
It's true.
Yeah, he had
From this
24
game.
receptions in
Yeah.
1982.
He broke the record for most receptions in a season in one game.
How many do you have in '83? Probably 50.
40.
I mean, that's not even that many. That's 3-4 a game.
But in a run-oriented offense.
Oh, sure. And they're all 20-yard passes.
Yeah, he averaged 19.5
Yeah.
catch in 83.
Yeah.
Only 17.3 in 82.
You can have any quarterback in the history of Nebraska. Who's your quarterback?
Frazier at this point.
Yeah.
Maybe who knows after
Yeah,
a
it
couple
very
years.
well could be Adrian, because Adrian too could fit in multiple offensive schemes.
Absolutely.
Mine is Logan Smothers.
You said that in there. So history. I don't think you can count the future in history.
That's not. I didn't say history.
Yeah, you did. No, you said one quarterback in Nebraska history.
Oh, okay. Logan Smothers is part of Nebraska as of
Once he signs, you could say
7
that.
months ago.
So you're taking verbal commits.
Yeah. I'm accepting. If you want to accept verbal commits, you can.
All right. That was the little move right there that he used to do.
How many career touchdowns, receiving touchdowns, do you think Irving Fryer had?
All right, so he's got about, what,
95.
70 career catches? I'm going to say 15.
Wait, what was the question?
How many
How
career
many
touchdowns?
receiving touchdowns
Oh, receiving touchdowns.
for his career did Irving Fryer
How
have?
many? I'm gonna go
At least one.
40.
No, he had half of his catches.
Yeah.
Well, he had 67 total catches in his career, 11 touchdowns.
He only had 67 catches.
I know.
And he was the number 1 pick in the draft.
Yeah. His career. 8 of his 11 career touchdowns came in '83.
How many?
He only had 2 touchdowns in this season.
We saw one.
Yeah, or 2 receiving. He had 2 rushing touchdowns.
How many?
He had 1 touchdown every 5 receptions his senior year.
How many?
Or his last year.
How many receptions did Stanley Morgan have last year?
70.
I'm gonna give that a look.
More than Spillman. How many did Spillman have?
Stanley had more.
Well, no shit. That's the point.
Is it?
Did the backup reach the second
Have
receiver?
more than he had in his whole career?
Yeah.
And that was made by Strong Joseph, the senior defensive
Strong
end.
Joseph.
Oh, Strawn.
Strong Joseph.
96.
I mean, at that point, just call him Strong.
Yeah, right.
Anybody gonna point out that he's black, or are we just gonna stop doing that?
Pass defense-wise.
Well, you can't tell.
And he's not
Those
a
are-
kicker.
Those are just. He's got black sleeves on.
But he also has black hands and a black face.
And his name's Joseph.
Yeah.
I mean, if we're being honest, it's a lot less rare for a linebacker or defensive lineman.
At this time, Roby had to be. I thought he would have been the only black kicker in college. And lo and behold, you look and we've got somebody playing against. Oh! That was a
Good
bad
thing that
play.
I was slow as shit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And the ref had a better shot at that.
yeah, he looked a little more agile.
To the ground by Eulenhake.
It's the first time that he's really
Tom Osborne.
There's some
Mad.
swagger to that stance, with putting it all on one hip.
Yeah.
He's getting angry though.
pick up his man on the pass protection.
What the hell?
block. Very stolid.
Remington is strong, man. He's not super huge either, but he's.
Well, they didn't name a trophy after him because he was a pussy.
Touche.
Otherwise, they'd call that the Mike Canale Offensive Lineman Trophy.
Oh man, I hope he listens an hour and a half into this podcast.
Stanley
I hope
Morgan.
you repeat everything I've said about him doing.
Last season, Stanley
I remember
Morgan
it.
Yeah.
had
I think
more
you remember all this
receptions
shit, dog.
than Irving Fryer had in his entire Nebraska career.
Okay.
Say it again.
Last season, Stanley Morgan had more receptions than Irving Fryer had in his entire career.
What about Spillman?
Well, Spielman played in 10 games instead of 12, and he was 1 away from what Irving Fryer had for his career.
Irving had more yards.
What about
though.
Maurice Washington?
The wide receivers are wide to the
No.
right. and
Mo
this is
didn't. He
Mo.
only
Mo
had-
Washington had as many receptions as Irving Fryer had in 1982.
Whoa!
Okay.
Made by Huffer,
In,
the tight end.
okay.
That was a good catch.
That's the first
Yeah,
one that either quarterback
Irving
has
Fryer
scored
had
a tight
67 career receptions. Stanley Morgan had 70 last year. Spielman had 66.
end. Game.
Mo Washington had 24. Those are your top
Yeah,
3
24
receivers for the
last
year.
year.
Our
Wow.
third string receiver had as many as he did in a season.
In his second season.
Oh
In-
my God! You see that catch? That was the best catch of the game.
Yeah.
Legitimate first down by Iowa.
I guess Iowa really is tight
Oh
end.
boy, guys, we got to concentrate on the games, tighten it up a little bit.
And straight ahead is the fullback. Now he swings wide.
We're falling asleep at the wheel here,
What?
fellas.
Well, we've also got our fourth string.
They've already gained a lot more yards.
He's gonna put
the entire first half. Even though
I can't think of a single defensive player from 1982.
Nebraska has missed any tackles. There's one missed.
Did Richard?
That was a miss.
Who was what's the guy's name?
That was a
I was trying to
miss.
think of this last night at like 3 in the morning. Like I woke up and I couldn't get it out of my head. Who is the guy that I lost the Indomitian Sioux question to? Is it Rich Glover? What's that guy's
Yes.
name?
yard line, first down.
If you're looking for a guy who won the best
Heisman.
line, was at the Heisman ceremony, it's Rich Glover.
Okay.
Right, Rohammer.
Oh, guys, they're starting to
Junior out of
row hammer.
Decorah.
Clester got that one.
He did, huh?
I think he did. I think he was going to guess Sue.
It
Tweety
didn't.
got it.
And then
No, it was a daily double.
recruited there.
Oh.
Nobody guessed it. Everybody thought it was Sue. The audience, you, Clester, everybody thought it was Sue.
Clester beat us all, though.
Yeah.
Fair and square.
But also, he did do it fair and square. I mean, if you call being on the team that most of the questions were about fair, yeah.
Oh yeah, my locker was next to that guy.
Yeah, he knew everything. And
Well,
then
the question was whose locker was next to Klester.
but it's really cool because like he would answer the question and then sort of have like a little anecdote to go with it. It was cool.
Yeah.
It was really cool. People that didn't go to that live show, which is everybody, really missed out on a cool show. It really was.
There's
It
the
was a
old
lot of
early
fun.
Herbie Husker right there. Early Herbie Husker.
Yeah.
No, how dare you?
I'm kidding. That's Hayden Fry.
Hayden Fry's daughter.
Would you fuck that?
The bird?
Yeah.
Chicken fry?
Against his will.
No.
Okay, well.
Why'd you have to
Set
add that?
the
We didn't even get the first question out.
Set the expectation, bro.
Yeah.
I am.
Mascots are people too.
No, they're not. They're mascots. And they're Hawkeyes.
I like that backward drop like that. Just the
Oh,
casual.
things are really happening.
Yeah, I really like. What I hate is when they do the forward drop.
Yep.
When they run directly into the center.
And they just
No,
keep
the
running
side,
the line
the
moves.
side like 5-step drop. He's just like casually, just like
Well, this is
backpedaling.
they still got guys kicking Mark Mosley style here. It's ridiculous. I can't believe how far back this was.
Yeah, I'm surprised they're not talking about how
good play with
innovative
Mark
this
Mosley.
throwing the ball is.
what?
How innovative throwing the ball is. I'm surprised they're not talking about that.
They're not in a wing tee anymore.
Not far from it.
Bubble!
I think they're calling him down.
Ah.
For a guy who just backpedaled, he sure did not have great vision of the guy coming right up the gut.
It's like he was backpedaling on a balance beam. Couldn't go off. Okay, we're losing badly.
Ball at the 30-yard line. The line of scrimmage originally at the 28. So it is
I wonder
second down and 8
which
to go.
future coaches were on Hayden Fry's staff in '82.
Oh, well, he had a Stoops on the team.
Yeah.
Moritz, wide left.
I'm going to guess probably some future Big Ten coaches.
Probably
What the?
Dan McCartney.
Mm-hmm.
Out of the shotgun. Long's going to try to get the ball to Moritz.
Yeah! Sorry, that was really loud. Oh, I like the dance there.
I do too.
Oh,
He did
yeah.
that Charlie Brown dance.
Oh, yeah. I got to throw my gum out.
Alan Wide has had a good day on defense.
Tom Osborne, I
Get it
guarantee
in the
you,
trash can.
I guarantee you, Tom Osborne did not like that level of celebration.
I guarantee it.
Now, is this when Nebraska had the turnover chain?
I think the turnover chain is cool. Personally.
Yeah, it's weird to call it the best among the best 10 traditions, though, because
Right.
it's so new.
But it is. I agree with that.
I guess. I think
What
you
I
have
think
to
is-
have 10 years to be a tradition.
What I think is stupid is when they call things like running down a hill a tradition.
They touch a rock.
Who gives a shit?
Oh, footwork.
That's a precursor to that real famous run of his.
Also, I'm going to be honest when I say I'm surprised they didn't put the waving to the kids. That's a cool
Yeah,
tradition.
It is. I hate to say it because I don't like Iowa, but it's a cool tradition.
It has nothing to do with
It has to do with the
liking.
kids.
Yeah, it has nothing to do with liking Iowa. A cool thing is a cool thing. Like the way the Nazis would do. I'm kidding.
Jesus.
No, like I just think it. I mean,
The
a
way the
tradition-
trains ran on time?
Yeah, that was Italy though. That wasn't Germany.
That's right. And they didn't.
Yeah, it's actually there. Most historians would tell you it was actually kind of a shit show.
Yeah. Italy. Like,
And actually Germany too.
throughout its history, Italy has been a shit show.
Yeah, it was definitely a shit show. The way they owned a third of the world. They had
After that, they've been living off that. No doubt. That was the Romans. I'm talking about the Italians. There's a difference.
No, I'm talking about he was saying the Germany.
It was
Germany
more chaotic
had,
than it gets painted,
yes,
though. It was
yeah.
more chaotic than it gets
Well, of
painted.
course. You're fucking murdering millions of Jewish people. I would assume it gets
Oh,
chaotic.
and you're fighting a war on two fronts.
By
That's
the way, you
more-
want to know why Nebraska's defense has been eating Iowa's offensive line for lunch?
Go on.
Kirk Ferentz was the offensive line coach.
Oh, that's where it comes
You know who
into
was their
play.
offensive coordinator / quarterbacks coach?
Brian Ferentz.
Bill Snyder.
Whoa!
I think they're a great team.
Wow, I'd like to get a shot at Bill Snyder before he was 85 years old.
Before he was Montgomery Burns.
No, he was 85 this year.
He probably was, yeah. What
Dan
has
Mc-
happened to the
That's the difference between Bill.
contrast on this picture? It's like the sun came out.
Dan McCarney was who was eventually the Iowa State
Well, that
coach.
was sort of-
He was their defensive line coach.
Yeah.
I'll get one more and then I'll let you go. The linebackers coach was Barry Alvarez.
Oh, wow. Cool. Nebraska
You were
boy.
gonna say, Tweety.
Oh, it was gonna be like nerdy video stuff.
Oh, I'm into that.
Like, part of the reason I think back then is that the exposure was harder to keep in check.
So when the sun comes out, it changes it much more drastically.
Right,
Well,
and
you
then
gotta white balance the whole thing.
well, you could put like an auto, but then also I don't know if they had that back then. But then also like it's so contrasty with no saturation, which makes it the blacks look
Right. Because that green is not very green.
no.
Well, I'm
it's-
not sure that green was very green anyway.
Touche.
But the yellow isn't very yellow. Like trust me, as a video editor, I can tell you right now that the saturation level on that is what today would be considered like 40%.
Randy.
Peace.
That's a Winside name. Where my wife's from.
Ah.
But it's weird because certain colors are saturated, like the reds,
The red does come through.
which is interesting because I wonder when back in the day, not so much anymore, but when I started editing, it was hard to render red, and specifically.
Oh, he was down. He was down.
Down.
Oh, Randy Teese was actually not even a Nebraska kid. He was from St. Louis.
Son of a bitch.
Rozier's got remarkable acceleration.
Nebraska quarterbacks were so great at
Just getting clocked.
knowing the right moment.
Yeah, letting it go at the right time.
The one who wasn't quite as good at it was Crouch because he was just like, I'm just going to keep this and
Oh
go.
yeah, he
Granted, his running back was Darren Diedrich, which is a little bit of a step down from Rozier.
That's true. That is true.
I mean, Diedrich was Canadian.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny. I wonder if he would have been better if he had a running back to pitch to. He certainly might not have won the Heisman.
Yeah. Ohio State beat Baylor 21-14.
Do you remember that like 5-year period when Ohio State was just trash?
Oh yeah, well the Earl Bruce years were uneven.
You went back a little further.
I
think
did.
what Tweety was thinking.
I was thinking like in the 90s.
Oh yeah, I was.
I don't know that they were quite trash, but they weren't.
Was it the early 2000s then?
Right before Tressel.
Yeah.
Yeah, right before Tressel. What year would that have been?
Well, late 90s, I think.
Okay.
That's around Earl Bruce. Maybe after Earl Bruce, there was a guy in between.
Why can't I think of that coach's name? Had glasses. John Cooper.
Yes. Who's this? This is the backup again.
Simmons back in now to the right.
Simmons.
Russell Simmons?
That's not Simmons at quarterback, though. They're saying Simmons was off to the right.
Oh.
There is Nate Mason.
Nate Mason. I think there's a Nate Mason in Auburn.
First down inside
Nebraska, not.
Man, isn't it
University.
crazy that that guy's black?
Bobby Stoops makes the stop
Jesus
for
Christ.
Craig.
You know what I meant.
Irving Fryer. He's got to have 10 catches this game. Like half of his catches for the season were this game.
Also, I think I figured it out. Turner Gill is so dark that he makes all the other black guys look less
That's not
dark.
Turner Gill, though. That's the other
Oh,
quarterback.
that's
Nate
Nate
Mason.
Mason. Nate Mason is so dark.
Also a junior. Both are on
That could be a contrast issue, too.
the base out of Greenville.
Let's see how white Osborne looks.
Swanson in motion. Turner Gill
Because that'll tell us.
pitches the ball.
That was a nice, I mean, that
It was a good pitch.
it was. He took that thing as far out as he could.
He really suckered that. What do they call that guy in? They call that guy?
The defensive end or
No, there's a word for it.
the seal?
The mic? No, is it the mic? On
That's
the
a
option?
Mike is
linebacker.
middle linebacker.
What's the guy in the option?
Well, you might have a contain man.
That's
But
it.
there's a word for him.
I think that is a word.
At least there is in Madden.
Contain's not a word.
No, there's like a specific word for the guy that you're trying to.
A Will, a Sam.
A jukey. A jukey juke guy.
I
A
think
shaky bakey.
It was Tressel's second year that he won the national championship at Ohio State. His first year was 2001 when they
He
went
also
7-5.
he won a lot at Youngstown State.
Yeah. He won a national championship in 97, 94,
Yeah.
93, 91.
Yeah. It's kind of funny. He's gotten run out of the game almost for nothing.
Well, he's also kind of old now, too.
Yeah, true.
well, he was breaking the rules.
Actually,
I
he's
mean-
only 66. That's surprising.
Well, compared to the rules that others have broken, is basically Urban Meyer's my
He was
comparison. to him.
basically breaking the same rules that SMU got the death penalty for.
Oh boy.
Looked like Yakulo got on the ball.
Oh, game over.
And let's see who that is, whether it's 39 or 38.
Whoa.
He lied about Terrell Pryor, right? He lied on his behalf.
Yes.
That's a big deal.
Tom Osborne's explaining to Mason why he did not handle that
That's
ball
why head
on
coaches
the inside
don't know
leg.
anything.
He's pressured. He tried to deliver the ball just as he was hit. The good hit that time by Joseph. Knocked the ball away.
Good hit.
LSU, I think, is smart because they found a loophole in the paying players thing.
What was that? The
Sleep pods in the locker room and iPads and shit.
well, that's kind of what they all do.
Yeah,
That's
but
what
LSU
Oregon
took
did.
it. LSU took it to a whole other level. Have you seen those?
Oh yeah.
I mean, Nebraska's they've had iPads for students, for student
Yeah, but
athletes for a
I
while.
think that they have to stay in the weight room.
There was something, though, where they had them, they were using them for classes.
Were these in for classes? I thought that they had them so they could, you like attached it to the equipment so you could like some fancy ordeal.
Man, John Cooper was really inconsistent.
Yeah.
He wasn't.
Oh.
I missed.
Oh shit!
Had to get a flag today.
Yeah, I'm surprised you get a flag back there.
Yes, you're right. I don't know if they saw that.
That guy must have done something he didn't like. Let's see this again. Jump up. What's he say? What do you think he says?
The refs just got his back to him. Yeah, he got pulled.
Yeah.
An Omaha kid.
And Marty Ball, a fullback, is coming in.
Oh.
What do you think he said to him?
He said that's not how we do things here,
No,
son.
what do you think the guy
Tony
said?
Felici said to the backup quarterback?
Yeah.
He said Hawkeye tears.
Yeah. He said, I fucked your mother last night.
And then Osborne was like, you were not supposed to tell him that.
Yeah. Her pussy sucks. Your mom did all fuck.
You went to the same high school as Gale Sayers, Amon Green, and Calvin Jones.
In
Omaha
Omaha?
Central.
Gail Sayers is the one that got away.
They
call him the Kansas Comet now. Should be the Husker Comet. No?
No.
Why are you so short, Ryan?
Huh?
Is your chair shorter, or do you just have a very tiny torso?
I'm very big.
No, you seem much shorter than Pat, certainly.
Well, Pat is also 6 inches taller than me.
But your torso seems to be like 15 inches shorter than his.
No, I'm actually short legs, long torso. Tough guy.
You might
Irving having himself a game.
He did.
All right, I'm gonna need you guys to pick up the slack on like figuring out where guys went to high school and stuff like that, because I gotta go clean myself
bathroom?
out again.
Oh boy. I don't think we need to do any of that high school stuff, do you?
No, I don't think it's unnecessary.
Okay. Oh, the big old Limon Il Choi fight.
Yeah.
Junior lightweight bout.
His mom was lemon and his dad was lime.
Nice.
So he made limon. But what high school did you go
Limon.
to?
I mean, we'll never know.
Yeah. Fuck.
Why do they still have Rozier in? Well, I guess he's second string.
You think anybody's listening still?
I wonder.
If anybody's listening, text the word.
Yeah.
Text the word poop.
Text the word fourth quarter.
No, text the word your mom's pussy sucks.
No. I think something a little shorter, first of all. And why is somebody going to want to text that?
Or tweet it, not text. Don't
But
text
even
it.
if they tweet it, they don't. Out of context, people be like, "Why would you tweet that to them?" Oh, you got to listen to 2 hours into the Iowa-Nebraska game from 1982 to know why.
You got to pay $5 a month first.
And then watch all the episodes, and then you'll get the joke. Michigan-Notre Dame, guys, always a big game, especially in 82.
Yeah.
Jerry Faust, I think, was the coach there. Oh, a lot of big games.
Second down and 12, and Turner Gill has returned to quarterback.
Oh, boy.
Nebraska.
This game.
Tell me about it.
Exciting.
Just run the clock, Nebraska.
They are.
They really are. The problem is they're getting too many first downs, which stops the clock.
Nebraska looked absolutely picture perfect in the first half. Nebraska has not looked bad at all in the third quarter, but has failed to score.
Oh, dear.
Made the stop of Craig, who now goes out of the ball game.
Oh, that guy broke his leg.
And now for the first time, Jeff.
Well, that's fine, though. It's taped.
We'll see him out there in a minute.
Yeah.
This is when you could still give a player heroin before he went out there.
Oh, shit.
Looked like Kevin Spitzig,
Man, there have been some hits in this game.
That looked like a wrestling move.
Yeah, I think he could have got the ball away from him there if he went for it a little more.
Late getting up, limping just a little on his ankle. And
Oh!
all right, however.
Well, let's make the right call, though. That's Larry Station, the freshman, number 36.
That was a freshman.
From Omaha,
Dang.
Nebraska, doing that to a Nebraska player. How
I
about
think he
that?
ended up playing in the
Third
league.
quarter ends, and all of the scoring was in the first half. Score remains the same.
Oh, now we're into the fourth quarter, finally. Oh, and it's the saxophone solo. That's when they used to do the saxophone solo between the third and fourth quarter?
Yeah.
Turner Gill was still down on the sidelines.
No, just the sax player.
With that lower right leg,
Rewind it. I want to see the hit that you guys were.
We can't rewind it, but you know what? Ryan will hit you like that after the thing.
I'll show you. I'll give you a reenactment.
No thanks.
I'll snap it to you, and then I won't block him.
Was that sax solo like a precursor to the Sports Center?
The sax solo? It was actually the Iowa sax solo. So whenever they sacked the quarterback, they got a guy
69.
Where?
Back there.
I saw 66.
Behind him. But then he turned right as I said it, so it just looked like a 9.
there. Now, did you retire your 69 after you ate that girl's butt out accidentally?
I've never eaten out any butt accidentally. If I ate out a butt, it was
On purpose.
I'm a trick daddy pointing me to the booty hole gang.
That's a risky pickup right there.
Risky pickup. What quarter are we
I
in?
watched an interview today with Trick Daddy Dollars, and boy howdy is he a funny dude. He spent 5 minutes talking about why he eats booty hole in this interview. He's like, you're going down eating a girl's pussy,
Oh, boy.
and you're literally this far from her booty hole.
I told you about the
It's just
George's
being
show.
polite.
I told you about George's show, which was 10 Johnny Cash covers, but he changed the words so that all of them were about eating ass. His character couldn't cheat on his wife, but they could both eat whoever's ass they wanted to. That was the arrangement. My brother and I were crying at that show.
George is
For a variety of reasons.
Oh, yes.
George is one of the-
Mike cries.
Well, that's when I found out how many parody ass-eating Johnny Cash songs you can do at his show. You can do 9. There were 10 in the show. But afterwards, I was like, after 10, I was just no more.
Was one of them like, hey there, Porter?
Well, Ring of Fire, obviously.
Yeah.
What are some other Johnny Cash famous
Hey,
ones?
I'm drawing
Porter.
a blank.
Hey Porter.
Man in Black was a Man in Brown.
Okay. The
Was he
Suffolk County Blues or the
Fulton County Blues?
Folsom.
Folsom County Blues.
Dirt. Was Dirt around yet?
What about Hurt?
Yes.
That's what I'm thinking of as Hurt.
That slow, yes.
Yeah.
The cover of the Nine Inch Nails song.
Yes.
Yeah. The Nine Inch Nails was furious when they found out he was going to do that.
Really?
And he was like basically told them no. And then Johnny Cash did it and sent it to him, and he apologized because it was so good.
Nice.
That Trent Reznor.
Song.
He's apologized for a few things because
For being a giant piece of shit asshole his whole
Why?
career. That's what he was. He was
Kinda was,
known as that.
well, he was recording an album in the house where Sharon Tate was killed.
Oh,
And
wrote pigs and blood everywhere.
that's the same house.
He And he like did a magazine, or he did like a magazine interview about that, and like then he met her sister, and she was like, "That's really upsetting." And then eventually he was like, "Oh yeah, I guess I didn't really think of it that way.
Right.
I apologize." Because he was just like, he didn't look at it from like a real human standpoint.
Here? Yeah, he didn't see it from anyone else's perspective because he was a rock star and was only thinking of himself.
Yeah.
Well, because he's looking at the art of it. I mean, there is a certain. But here's the thing, and it sucks. And you know, this podcast that we're doing about Husker football,
Right?
It's things like that sort of take on their own life, and it doesn't necessarily mean what it, like the sister is probably the one that thinks of it differently than everybody else.
Yeah. But I think that's where some of the artistic value lies in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, is that it gives...
Don't
spoil it. It just gives a new life to Sharon Tate and remembers her as...
A different way.
As the Sharon Tate before...
Right. Because
before all the stuff of legend happened.
Because that basically...
I'm not going to spoil anything.
No, but that changed her reputation in a way that...
That's all people know her as now.
Exactly.
The pregnant victim.
Like all people know Reggie Roby as is the Iowa kicker after this game.
Yeah.
People will forget his NFL career.
Oh! Ooh, career almost ended right there.
And again, no flag on that.
No, there was a flag.
Oh, there was?
But what always gets me about the idea of roughing the kicker, so if you block the kick, you can go into his legs all you want, but if you don't block the kick...
It's all a matter of touching the ball.
But, like, so it's no more or less dangerous. Like, I don't know how more punters who have their kicks blocked don't just, like, shatter their legs or have their knees all floppy at the end. Like,
they should just let you kick. There should be no rush on a kick, on a punt, and then kick should always be at the 25.
Oh.
They should get rid of that. That would be a big step in the right direction. Just get rid of special teams play, basically.
They're headed that way.
Yeah, they are getting pretty close.
I'll miss it because punt returns are one of my favorite things to watch because they can
I
really...
like block kicks, too.
Yeah.
For the 15-yard penalty.
That was, yes.
Oh, field goals are different. If you're going for points, then you got to risk that. Like,
automatic first down.
Quarterbacks are risking their arm.
Well, I mean, I like block punts, too. I mean,
yeah.
Watch that beautiful kicking form here. There's the ball away.
90 pushed his own guy into Roby.
The kicker, since they did hit him and that did not touch the ball, the penalty isn't properly called.
God damn it.
At least it's the fourth quarter. First time we've
You really
seen
sell
that.
these things, Joe.
Well, I'm just saying, they don't even tell us anything. That's what I was saying. Like, that's the first time they've shown the fourth quarter signal.
My favorite part about this, like, let me rephrase it. Not my favorite part. The thing I feel the worst about is after this, Joe has to sit here for another hour and a half while we do the podcast.
No.
Oh, that's right. Joe's leaving.
I have to. Will people with children please tell Ryan that it's harder to have children than not?
Will people with children please tell me how it's my fucking fault that you have children?
I didn't say it was your fault.
Well, then you're making it my problem, though.
No. Oh, boy, oh, boy. I hope you have kids.
Their Irving Fryer sucks.
Yeah. That actually is Irving Fryer. He's wearing both uniforms. But you see how he's fatter there? You put it over the Nebraska uniform.
Explains why he's that much slower, too.
Why did they give that W to Iowa?
I get it.
Yeah, you should put a line there, a little underscore.
I have to apologize. I called them Iowans earlier.
Oh, is that Iowegians?
Does he have... 86 has his first and last name on there.
Yeah.
Mike something or other.
Well, because
they have another Mike on the team. Wait, Mike Thomas or Mike Johnson?
Well, maybe there's two M. Johnsons.
True. Oh!
Gets away from another, and down he goes with the man nearest to him, Steve McWhorter, and Tim Holbrook bringing up the rear. First down, Iowa.
What was I going to ask?
They're going to be mad.
I had a question for you.
What's a Brooklyn guy going to Iowa for?
How many dudes from Brooklyn end up at Iowa City?
Yeah.
Tackle, wrap
you gotta
up.
get there. That's a 20-yard.
You got to wrap up too, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, he essentially brought him down, but...
I mean, ultimately, that's probably like the fourth string defense out there right now.
Could be.
Owen Gill, that's Turner Gill's crackhead cousin.
Just because he's from Brooklyn?
Well, it is caught. Caught on a fine
We wouldn't know.
What? Great camera work.
Picked up about 4 yards
That
off the
not
play.
fake pass tricked the cameraman.
Looked like he was showing for just
It's got to be hard to be a cameraman for a football game.
No. Well, at this point, this makes
How
me
much
think.
camera work have you done, Joe?
It just makes me think he was just out of it. Like he's like,
Game's a little boring for the
I
camera
think he
guy.
thought that he was going to get the sack,
exception is made.
and so he stayed on it, and then that ball got whipped.
What do you know about cameramen?
I mean, I run a camera quite a bit. I've ran camera at football games, so
Here we go.
this is
So
that.
you're going to use experience and evidence
not
now?
in this
Yeah.
type though.
So now you believe in evidence.
What's that?
You do on the field though, not like where you're up in
above,
the chair.
yeah.
Yeah, but it's the same principle. It's still a wide angle to a
Have you
zoom
ever
in.
shot a football game from underneath?
Second defensive unit,
The ground?
Yeah.
University of Nebraska.
No.
Starters played
No.
magnificently
I did shoot
well.
Like
one.
in the locker rooms.
I did shoot one from your mom's house.
No, they don't play football there.
Oh, I guess I just was at your mom's house.
Just hit the
No.
VCR while
Yeah.
you were at his
Her
mom's
name's
house.
not. It's not. She doesn't have a house. So her name's not on the deed.
And I guess
She's
I
a tenant.
I was at your dad's house
Okay.
with your mom.
Oh,
Your dad wasn't there.
That's also impossible.
They were
He
just
never leaves the
watching.
house.
They were just watching a DVR football game, Joe.
Yeah, I was trying to make you feel better. I cucked your father.
Ah, no way.
How many? Okay, what's the over/under on how many times your brother's been cucked?
0.
I take the over
No way.
Great job of running by an Iowa
No
back.
way.
Skill
because he
before,
why? Because Megan wouldn't.
excellent balance.
He
Allow
only
me.
he's only dated women who've never done it before
But then is tackled
or since.
So yeah, no shit. So you are you
Every
trying to
day-
tell me that Megan Grano was a virgin?
Every woman my brother's dated has taken a vow of celibacy upon starting to date him.
Get him!
Oh dear. Oh dearie.
There's some solid contact. in
There
this
have been
game.
good hits. They let him hit back then.
And I think you get an extra like eighth of a second on.
Oh, no doubt.
On hits,
Oh, I'd give it a half a second.
and on the sidelines too. You get a little
Yes,
extra foot.
there's been 5 or 6 like end of tackles here that would have gotten flagged.
New Mexico State here. I wonder what their scouts will go back and say.
We take a look in the left-hand corner of the screen.
Oh, did Nebraska play New Mexico State the next game?
I don't know.
The scouts from New Mexico State are like, maybe we should just
Even though he
forfeit.
got some help from Reich on the play.
We don't have anyone as big as the refs.
Not yet moved the ball.
So we're just gonna go to a running clock now, okay? Oh, okay.
I like those
Back into the ball game.
middle bars on
Yes,
the like
yes.
the linebacker helmets.
The Jack Lambert helmet.
Yeah.
But I don't understand why they put all those bars on the ref's shirt.
3-yard line for holding.
They're not getting tackled, Joe.
Well, this is the first game of the season.
First down.
Is
Oh
it?
yeah.
I didn't know that.
And again,
Holy
it's starting
shit.
in the middle of September, right?
September 11th.
Oh,
Never forget.
man, why'd you have to bring that up?
God, too soon.
You think this is why they did it? Because they're Iowa fans?
Because of this game?
And they were working on it for 19
Because it was
years.
the 21st anniversary. Oh, you're right, 19 years.
There's a lot more game left than I realized.
What do you mean?
Just based on
The score?
Yeah. I'm not gonna tell you. By
I
the way,
know
we do,
what the score is.
we do play New
We win in
Mexico-
overtime.
We do play New Mexico State the next week.
Is it tight? Did the scouts do a good job of scouting?
New Mexico State scouts did a terrible job of scouting.
What's the score of the next game?
68-0.
You got to do a game like that one of these times.
Then we went to Penn State the following
Well,
week.
hopefully once this season starts, we'll be able to pull
That's right.
those games.
We'll just be able to do it watching the games live.
And once we have some victories, they'll also carry us through the off season.
Gill and Granger, the setbacks.
We got fucked in week 3 of this season.
This is not the Syracuse game, is it?
No, it's Penn State.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yes.
Only loss of the season.
Right. When they get an extra down or something?
No, they catch it like 3 feet out of bounds.
Yes.
Man, check out this non-conference schedule from 1982. Home against Iowa, home against New Mexico State, at Penn State, at Auburn.
Whoa.
That's your non-conference schedule.
Well, there
Oh no,
were-
wait, I forgot one too. Later in the year at Hawaii.
Ooh.
We had 25,000 people at that game.
At the Hawaii game?
Yeah.
I bet.
Was it that season or the season after?
Was it at Hawaii that year?
Oh, they're going to score, aren't they?
Yeah, it was at Hawaii. That must be the season that I have the T-shirt of Hawaii in their schedule.
Ah.
I bought it because it had Nebraska on it.
Sure.
Tuck your shirt in,
Steve
Tom.
Grogan.
He's had good poise, good movement. He's hit
I heard
5, as you can see, but
Met Steve
Charlie
Grogan.
talked about being on an airplane, and everybody on the airplane was a Husker fan flying to Hawaii.
Wow, yeah. Was it the Omaha?
And he
That looks
said-
like
Hawaii?
milk down there.
And he said that there was 2 different couples that were both in their 80s flying to Hawaii for that game.
Oh my goodness, only one came back.
One couple?
Oh no, one person. The others are living a threesome. Even now in their 120s.
Eating each other's booty holes.
Time you need your poise when you've got the scoring opportunity.
What do you think
That's
that
the key to
smells
long
like?
life.
What do you think that smells like? An
80-year-old booty hole?
Yeah.
It smells like everything else on the 80-year-old.
I mean,
especially
they don't
It's like
eat as
fast
much
food after
food.
3 bites. It all tastes the same.
No, because back then they didn't shave their butts or wax their butts. So there's
I don't.
20 years. There's like 20, but I don't know about the women. Women don't eat men booty hole.
I knew a couple college basketball players who did a little exchange with women they dated.
Okay, well, they're
Oh, dear.
rare. Most women, any respectable woman is not eating a man's booty hole.
Okie dokie.
If your wife is eating your booty hole, get a divorce. That's advice from
Well,
Tweety.
What if
I can say
what
definitively
about
on this
pig booty
podcast
hole?
that we're safe because there's been no
Yeah, my
booty.
booty clean.
That was actually part of a contract I made Irina sign.
That she wouldn't eat your butt.
Yeah, she used to beg. And I was like, no respectable woman eats a booty hole.
Plus, she would probably pull yours out if she started
Yeah.
on there.
Nice.
So that's why you were like, don't touch it. It's very sensitive and could fall out into your mouth. And she was like, what? You're like, there's a 30% chance if you eat my butthole, you will literally eat my butthole.
Oh, that Nebraska male cheerleader got really pumped, by the way.
That's why. That's your problem.
I hope she can hear us.
I would, even if she could hear us, she certainly wouldn't listen. If she could hear us, she would do whatever she could to not hear us.
Nah, that's what she does anyways.
Yeah, I believe that's part of Joe's rationale.
Yeah. Eddie, good old EP.
Solid yards per carry.
Absolutely.
All right, you guys cover all the booty hole talk.
Well, you could have. He got
God
in.
damn it.
Oh, see, you're
So you
bringing us
got
bad
up, and that
luck.
led to a touchdown.
All right. What high school did his booty hole go to?
Well, he went to Ankeny High School. His booty hole went to Trainer.
I don't know either of those high schools, but I'll believe you.
Neither one of them is very close to one another. It's just the 2 Iowa towns I could think of off the top of my head.
Well, that would keep his butthole far from him then. This is not long anymore.
No, it's Grogan.
I mean, this also shouldn't have been a touchdown. His knee was that. I mean, it's
Yeah.
interesting just how much.
See, he didn't go straight on.
No.
Nebraska was probably one of the last schools to have a kicker
I would think.
go like modern.
Yeah. Well,
I like
definitely.
that music, by the way.
That was your ESPN intro music.
Some dude was high on coke, loving his Casio keyboard.
Oh yes. He had to do like 50 fills. He played that for 3 hours for just a 5-second burst. Hey,
Let me tell you guys here at ESPN, this is gonna be great. You gotta get the whole experience though.
all the tracks are like 40 minutes long. He's just playing that the whole time. Hey, Brad, you okay in there? How come when you come in the white balance moves up?
He's bad luck for the white balance too.
Super. No, it's a shine.
So
We got the starters back in.
yeah,
3 possession game. Tom Osborne's
there
not
are
fucking
11
around.
more scores in this game. They're all field goals.
Now shows 7 minutes and 26 seconds to go in the game. Hayden Fry's ball club has played much better. Second
How much booty eating do you think Hayden Fry did?
With that mustache? I don't know if that helps or hurts.
I mean,
Mustache on
probably
the.
didn't have to do as much because you get the
You get right. You
experience
got
afterward.
yes, true. Got the little French tickler right on there.
8-yard line. It'll be third down and about 2.5 to go.
Oh God, these chairs are so awful to sit in for this amount of time.
Yeah, that's true.
I think any chair.
True
For this amount of time.
But these chairs are hard to sit in for any amount of time.
Hey man, feel free to bring your own.
I had to do a lot of driving yesterday.
I'm gonna bring my own chair next time.
That's terrible for me because I can't like stretch out my back and like sit up because every car is too short for me.
You need to get like a Hummer. And we're gonna score
All
now.
right,
There goes your lead.
he's gonna try it. Oh, good. Oh,
Oh no!
spikes the football out of
Oh,
anger
his
too.
own guy.
What happened?
You'll see it.
Everyone with short shorts on the sidelines is pissed. Here
Watch
it is,
this.
Tweety.
Craig has got that breakaway speed. Wilkening is the fullback. See him leading downfield.
That's not
Making
Craig.
a key block.
No, it was Craig leading downfield.
Or Rozier, rather.
Oh,
And Rozier is down the sidelines.
and it was Rathman.
Stoops.
Go for the touchdown. And
Yeah, you got her. Mo Washington would have cleared him.
Yes.
own man.
Ooh, man.
Creek
His own man.
Oh, I thought he said, ooh, man.
Oh, he wanted to spike it where the
when it appeared that
ref
Rozier
was and
Yeah.
just realized.
From the 9-yard line, first down.
That cost him the 82 Heisman right there. Oh, throwing.
Oh my God, they had no chance of defending that. There's
No.
no way they thought he was going to throw that pass.
How much time is left in the game that they were like, yeah, we'll do that?
Gets his touchdown. And boy, didn't the Big Red get that ball back in a hurry. A return to the 31, and Turner Gill handed the ball to Rozier.
All right, 6 more touchdowns for the game.
It would appear that be careful and don't get them.
Well, it was 28-0 when I looked up what the score was going to be.
Yeah. And since then, we've had 2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Took him just about
Come on,
a minute and
Kev.
40 seconds to get that touchdown back as Kevin Seipel.
40
adds the extra
seconds.
point, And Todd Brown.
Would have been
And
less.
only one of them was a pass.
Little inside fake.
Would have been less time than that if it
Yeah.
hadn't been for Rozier's own fallen blocker.
Inside at Gill. He let Brown get outside him on the fly pattern, and he was wide open in the end zone. to
Yeah,
make
he
the
was.
touchdown.
Well, Bud, I was thinking in one
Nice
man,
play,
you said
Todd.
You had 2 for the Vitalis MVP. I think I'm thinking of
Even when they
another
show
man.
the scoreboard, you don't see how much time's left.
And
Ooh.
with 6 minutes and 6
Oh,
seconds
man, we
to
missed
go.
the-
6 minutes left.
We missed the other hot track. It showed 34-7. Didn't we make the extra point?
Iowa may have decided something.
I thought it showed 35-7 before they went to break, and then they came back from break, and it showed 34-7.
It did.
He's the one that moved the ball club in for the
This
only
is the
touchdown.
biggest mystery in history.
He's physically
Turns
a
out
very impressive
Vegas
built man, 190 pounds.
called the ESPN and just had a point taken
Here,
off.
which means he's had a lot of
This could be a
experience, even though he hasn't had
mystery
much game.
solved because I'm pretty sure no one's watched this game since the original. How many views did this game have?
Like 10,000 or something like that, I thought.
I'm starting to
shit.
wonder who's played their backup quarterback more since we brought Turner Gill back in for that last
Oh,
drive.
I think they have.
I mean, Nate played a few drives, but yeah, I think Grogan might have played more than Nate. Grogan's pissed at this false start or delay a game.
Delay a game.
Delay of start.
Nebraska's dropping one of their tackles behind the line of scrimmage defensively about a yard. Reminds you of the
What time's the game next week?
9 a.m. Pacific time.
Oh,
You actually gonna go to the bar, or are you gonna be
at 9 a.m.?
Yeah, dude.
Why do they put our game so early?
Because we're playing Southern Alabama.
South Alabama.
South Alabama. I'm sorry.
If it was Southern
USA.
Alabama, it'd be a
Yeah.
10 o'clock game.
Hey, man, I'm a stickler for those kinds of things.
Right.
The handoff, has the time, delivers
We have a
the
different word
football,
for it where I'm
and
from.
Crawford today is having a
Pain in the
great
ass?
day.
And sure, I guess that'll work.
What was,
I want to know what
what's
your word was.
Yeah, why you're not watching the game, bro?
I am too.
How are we supposed to watch the game with you if you're just not watching the game?
But I'm watching the game.
No, you're watching your phone.
I looked at my phone for 30 seconds.
No, you missed Rozier's whole long run.
Exactly.
Unlike Joe, first of all, Joe never gets to talk to you. And Pat is literally holding his phone in his
Because
hand.
I keep looking up stats and
Yeah,
stuff.
it's true.
Useful
It's true.
stuff.
It's true.
I was looking up stats.
No,
You were on Facebook.
Yeah, I was looking on Facebook. I was reading
You
Husker
were racing
stuff.
medicines.
I was
Or messages.
No.
Wow, that was an awful throw.
I
That's
was
closer to the ref than
reading
the
Husker
receiver.
Power or whatever it's called.
And what did you find out? Give us some
Not
tidbits.
worth it.
35, back up to 35, Pat.
Nebraska did not come back with all the
Oh, what did I find?
good
Big
enough.
news. I should. I'm probably not gonna tell you though, because you guys are real assholes.
Did Nebraska sign somebody new?
No, but a certain running back that's in trouble is not on the team anymore.
of Nebraska.
That's not true.
About Grogan's athletic ability.
Let's see.
Oh.
Let's look at
Oh,
it.
but Pat would Pat know that unless he's on his phone?
Because I'm going to an actual Husker site to figure that out.
I was too.
Yours was
Facebook.com?
HuskerConspiracies.com.
No, mine was Husker Facebook group.
1 week ago with Joe Paterno.
Husker
Well,
Power.
I didn't get
whatever
any
it's called.
notifications, and I'm in that same Facebook group.
Oh, there's the clock.
High school football program.
5:33.
And some apartments behind there?
I think those are projects.
No. By the stadium?
Yeah,
Speed.
it's the hood.
By the stadium?
Back
In
then.
'82,
This is when I was hitchhiking around there.
know that Nebraska will just ball control us to death unless
yeah,
Iowa can
Just
take
that
it.
you're
one
lucky
time.
you're not dead.
Well, everybody is, I guess.
You could have died at the ripe young age of 31.
Back in 1982. Nice catch,
Could have been
bro.
murdered by like a Russian immigrant, because that's what all that was back then, the Russian bottoms.
Thought he had a hot hand.
Down there?
No, I guess that would have been like, is that Russian? No. Does Russian bottom still exist in the 80s, or is
that
that
a
like
place?
70s?
I don't know.
Yeah, now it's like T-Town or whatever they call it. But
Is that like a hip place?
no,
No,
T-Town
it's
is
where
bad.
you go
Now
to
it's
get a nice cup of tea.
no, it's where you go to get drugs.
Oh, that kind of tea.
But well, it's called T-Town because it's by T Street.
Oh, the letter.
I
thought you meant the shirt.
That's all. I'm making all this up though.
Oh. Well, Ryan asked earlier, what do you think, Pat? You think anyone is listening at this point?
Hell yeah.
Oh.
This is one of our better bonus episodes, I think.
All right. So, what? Did we ever figure out what we want people to tweet to us if
Yeah,
they're listening
your
at this
mom's pussy
point?
sucks.
No, that's too long.
not
Just
too
tweet
long, you
fourth
get a-
quarter,
No.
Well, there's got to be an apostrophe in there somewhere.
or tweet the final
There
score.
doesn't need to be an apostrophe on a tweet.
But I'm saying, like, because it seems like plural moms then.
No, people will know what it
Oh,
means.
yeah. Good cutback. Jeffo.
Jeez. One carry, 83 yards.
That was an impressive run.
It was. Well, this is what you're talking about, wearing them out. Now they can't even.
Right.
He is pretty quick though.
Yeah.
executed, well blocked, particularly well run by Smith.
Where was Jeff Smith from?
Actually, Jeff Smith is the one who dropped the pass.
Yeah. I think you said that earlier.
Well, it was a different number though.
He can block. It's 41-7.
But I thought you still mentioned Jeff
I did
Smith.
mention Jeff Smith, but the number I had wrong.
Oh,
It was
gotcha.
18, and it was 28 I was thinking. Ryan's doing hand strengthening exercises right now. See, no one can see how much it looks like you're jacking it right now, but
This is the play you begin teaching from the
I got this.
simply the off-tackle sweep.
Drummers use these all the time.
Make sure those handles are touching. Handle to handle.
Oh, I got touch.
Jeff Smith had a 4-year NFL career.
Yeah, he was. I mean, he's speedy.
Beautiful block as you did
You
cut
see,
back.
this is what this is set on.
There, out to your screen.
Artist.
Now it's just clear sailing.
Yeah, I'm pretty impressed how strong my fingers are.
Well, Vitalis MVP is not Jeff Smith. It's the man right there. Number 12, Turner Gill. Couple of touchdown passes.
Vitalis?
He has been
Is that
the
a hair
trigger in an
gel?
outstanding Nebraska offense, and if he stays healthy,
It's probably the early. It's the precursor to Viagra, is what it sounds
No,
like.
is it?
No.
I think it's a hair thing, though.
certainly
That is
Uh,
harder.
all that eugenics stuff
here in the fourth
makes me. There's a lot of
Left-handed.
a lot of those commercials now.
Every says that.
Vitalis
it's
hair
true, I'm
tonic.
okay.
Hair tonic, Joe.
Smith. He's a sophomore. That's the first time he has scored a touchdown, and he scored it
99
on the first time he carried
Vitalis
the
hair
ball
tonic.
from the
It is a hair
left
tonic. Now, what's a hair tonic? Do you
I
drink
don't
it?
know.
They go down
Pro-
there.
It's probably just that shit that makes old people's
Yes.
hair really
yes.
hard.
Yes.
Kickoff drive.
It's like hairspray, but in liquid form. So you just pour what is hairspray onto your hair.
Makes hair more manageable and healthy looking. Vitalis liquid is specially formulated to leave your hair neat, well groomed, and healthy looking.
I'm pretty
Vitalis
sure.
liquid works to restore manageability to all hair types using a non-greasy formula that contains V7.
I still don't think Turner Gill used Vitalis.
After those 3 passes thrown by Grogan after a
Strong
little
hunch.
crazy job of looking.
Strong hunch.
You think that O.J. Simpson used isotoners?
Took him 15 seconds to go the 80.
No, those gloves were not isotoners, were they?
No, but he was in the isotoner commercials.
Oh, he was. Holy shit. That's crazy.
Sack!
Whoa, they've had like 5 or 6 sacks this game.
Which is a slow sack game for those Huskers back then.
Heck yams.
And the man that put him down is Jim Scow, a sophomore out of Omaha, number 96. He comes
Jim.
touching him.
I hope was it Jim Scowl?
Scow, I think. S-K-O-W.
I thought he said scowl.
Scowl would be great.
I think he was a starter on their 83 team.
Really?
Maybe. Maybe not.
You know what that?
The one that made that play. Made a beautiful play. There's the draw. And that's Owen Gill.
You know what
Go
the
back to Brooklyn.
You know what the instance were on the helmet?
Nebraska. Or the Iowa helmet.
No, on the Nebraska helmet. There's no N on that.
Knowledge.
Not today, Iowa.
Yeah.
Knowledge.
It stands for no classy woman eats a booty hole.
Oh, another 20-second scoring drive. So their 2 scoring drives were a
6
minute.
minutes or 60 seconds.
Yeah.
Jesus, I hate when I say something completely different than what I mean.
And it's third down and about 4 to go. And here
I wish Ryan would do that more often.
What?
Say something different than what he means.
I only say things that everything I say is exactly how I planned it.
I'm so starving. Why did I not eat?
I should say the 20
Well,
I know where you can find a good booty hole.
24.5-yard line.
I'm trying to think if I ate anything today.
And that's going to be well shot. 4th down.
Yes.
And we get one more look at the leading kicker in the nation last year, Roby.
Your brother will let you eat his wife's booty hole,
Ugh.
but he has to watch.
Ugh.
Hey, who's shirtless back there?
Yeah. What the heck?
And had like slacks on too.
Jeans and no shirt.
You think that?
Is that the guy from Dazed and Confused? Great thing about college girls.
High school girls.
But in this case,
Yeah, eventually Matthew McConaughey's character.
moves on to college girls.
Yeah.
When he's like 65.
When the laws change. All right, just sit on the ball.
I was in an improv scene one time where I had to play Matthew McConaughey. Matthew McConaughey doing an impersonation of George W. Bush.
Go on.
Was this in your Matthew McConaughey themed improv team?
It was Matthew McConaughey Harold. We would all be Matthew McConaughey doing a Harold. And
I saw a version of this in New York once.
yeah. It was the most stupid, ridiculous thing I've ever done. But my favorite line I probably ever said in an improv show was, so I'm doing Matthew McConaughey playing George W. Bush, talking to like his vice president, whatever his name was. And I said, the one thing I like about poor Iraqi children is I get older and they stay the same age. And that was the blackout line.
That's a good blackout line. Who's his third quarterback? We're getting to see the third stringer.
Tommy Frazier.
No,
He's
but it is
number 15.
State rival Iowa State next Saturday.
Oh.
I kind of got to see
Sunberg
how.
lost the football.
Say sunburn?
To Iowa. Turned away from the center without the ball at all.
I got to see.
And that looks like
I got to see how Iowa fared against Iowa State, though.
I still feel like that's more of a fourth string mistake than a third string mistake. Forgetting the ball. No, he had it. Okay. He didn't forget it.
First, I want to figure out who this quarterback was.
Number 15?
Yeah.
Well, we all know who that was.
I already said Tommy Frazier.
Yuckalo. So Iowa scores 3 more touchdowns, you're saying, Pat?
No.
Ow!
Oh, John Raritan's dad was on this roster.
Why are you doing that? Trying to pinch me?
Yeah.
That would hurt.
Yeah, I know. That'd be pretty funny because that's like 60 kilograms.
Yeah, those springs would hurt my fat skin.
Do you have any idea how bad that would hurt?
A lot. It'd leave a mark.
Yeah. And then you'd yank and it'd probably rip a chunk out.
No. That would rip out of your hand. You don't have the hand strength. My elbow skin strength is better than your hand strength.
But it's the lack of strength. It would tighten on its own.
You guys realize people can't see what's going on, right?
What?
Oh, I'm trying to pinch Joe with this hand weight thing, and he doesn't seem to understand how springs work. He thinks that I have to like squeeze it tight. It just goes tight.
Listen, people don't know what you're talking about.
Craig Sundberg is your third string quarterback.
Sundberg. They call him Sunburn.
Man.
Oh, talk about the opposite of sunburn.
Yeah, that guy's albino.
Yes.
He has no pigment.
No.
John Raritan, current Husker, his dad is on this roster.
Wow.
What were we going to say?
To say that a guy looks ultra white on that sideline means he was something special. Tom Osborne just picked his nose on camera.
Yeah.
Did he? I missed it.
I think he ate it.
Good. We might as well
You
get
don't
some
want to
use
waste
out of
that.
it.
Oh, there's Solich. Boy. He looks like
A rapist.
a kid.
He does, dude. He looks like someone that is a
Oh, another.
And Iowa's having to. Oh, Iowa starts off 0-2 this season.
They lose to Iowa State?
19-7.
Oh, boy.
That's great.
But then they rattle off 3 wins at Arizona against Northwestern and then at Indiana. Then they lose to Michigan. Then they win at Minnesota, beat Illinois, lose at Purdue, beat Wisconsin, beat Michigan State, and then beat Tennessee in their bowl.
Oh, wow. Decent
That season was all over the map.
That's what do they have? 3-3 at one point? Oh, Roby!
Yeah, 0-2, then 3-2, then 3-3.
Just because he's black doesn't make him Roby.
I don't think he was black even. It was just the snap was so deep. I can't believe how slow the last 4 minutes have gone. Well, there's been like 3 touchdowns for Nebraska in that time.
A hot, humid afternoon. All the more so for Iowa.
It's even more humid for
How is it
Iowa.
more humid?
Started by a roughing the kicker penalty.
Winning lowers humidity.
It's the locker room thing. Tom Osborne
Yes.
doesn't fuck around with pink
Yes,
locker rooms. He just
no.
makes them muggier.
Very humid.
Looks like it is number 88, Olden Zach.
That's a real advantage. See, Tom Osborne just runs circles around
Yeah,
Hayden
he's playing
Fry.
5D chess.
Still shy of
This
the
motherfucker
will spot
is
the
painting
ball.
locker rooms pink, and Tom Osborne is direct line to God.
Reasonably good execution. The pass,
Jeez.
wide receiver.
Number 10 does not look like a college
No.
kid.
Bill Happel comes in for
It also looks like somebody just drew 10 on a white blanket and put
That's
it
how
on him.
Iowa numbers look.
Yeah.
They look stupid on their
They do.
jerseys.
40. He is a wide receiver and will keep his eyes coming out to the right side.
You know, good question. I have a question.
Go ahead.
And you're already complimenting your own question.
Yeah.
Good question, me.
Who writes the numbers on the jerseys? Because nobody can count to 68, let alone 79.
Nice. They have a computer do it. They bought the computer
In
from outside
82?
the
In
state.
82?
Yeah.
Great pressure by Knox.
It's
It'd
a
take 18 people to lift
Texas
that computer.
Instruments
The
printer. Yeah. It's a speaking number.
TI2 or whatever it was
They
called.
just go, I'm number 68. And it goes, and they go, I'm number 77. Then a lot of their guys don't even know how
Another
to
guy's like,
change
I'm
it.
number H. And the computer's like, there is no such thing as letter H. And then it catches on fire and blows up. Because he gets confused. Because that's what computers
He
do.
does get an H jersey, though.
By the way, both Stoops brothers are on this roster, Bob and Mike.
They're linemen, aren't they?
Defensive backs.
Oh.
You know who else was on this roster?
Their cousin, George Poops.
Well, Poops was a great tight end.
Scoop Stoops?
Eventual Nebraska offensive coordinator in the Callahan days, Jay Norvell.
Whoa.
He was a defensive back.
No wonder. All these guys were sabotaging Nebraska.
Yeah.
Because of
He's
this
the
game.
head coach at Nevada right now.
Norvell? Yeah,
Yeah.
that team's supposed to be decent, aren't they?
Well, he's got an 11-14 record.
Then no.
Well, you know what they say, the best way to predict future performance is the opposite of past performance.
Well,
That's
they
what
went
you say.
8-5 last year. They showed improvement.
A little bit too hard to throw, too
And for
How
the
have we
third
had
time
so
in the
many-
game, we show you the clock.
How have we had so many Iowa Hawkeyes coach at Nebraska?
Well, it's a coaching carousel.
Norvell, Kaczynski,
Chenander.
Chenander. I knew I was missing the one.
Wide receiver. Love Jordan out. Robertson, remember, is the third quarterback used today. Nebraska also used 3, but for other reasons.
For winning reasons.
Ball one set back, Gill the other. Here is Robertson back to throw. Throws for the end zone and for
Not quite, Robbie.
Oh, you do not want to get taken out in the fence. Oh, that cameraman.
Oh.
He made it all game long.
And he lost a piece of it.
Cameraman almost got run over.
Haha.
Almost got ran over. That cameraman laying there with the broken camera. Almost
Almost
got ran over.
By which I mean almost died. I only count dying as being run over.
Turner Gill, the quarterback, who had an outstanding afternoon.
Yeah, make sure you keep subbing guys in and out with 12 seconds left.
Apple coming out now.
Even
Now we got a
Osborne.
tank top guy back
Even
there.
Osborne. Oh, yes. That's Johnny
He's
the
like-
Jet. Johnny the Jet used to
that-
come to games in his tank top.
If you're going to be on the sidelines, don't wear a shirt.
And that is Owen Gill.
And that'll do her.
And unless they call timeout, and timeout is being called.
Oh, you jerk,
Are you
Hayden.
kidding me?
Timeout call with 23 seconds to go.
You're going to call a timeout after running that up the middle?
Did anyone else ever accidentally call Hayden Fry Hayden Fox?
Yes.
I called him Samantha Fox.
I accidentally called him Hayden Caulfield once, too.
How about Holden Caulfield?
No. Hayden Caulfield.
Coach was a good show, by the way.
It was. There's that dumb guy that was a lot like Joe.
Who eventually was Patrick Starfish on SpongeBob SquarePants.
Yeah.
They've got a black list.
Little known story. He had a lot of booty hole.
It's not little known.
Both the actor and the character.
Oh, I knew the character then.
The starfish.
Yeah.
Yeah, starfishes are known to do that.
That's why they're.
That's how they reproduce.
Yeah, that's why.
Booty hole to
That's why.
booty
That's
hole.
why they call it booty hole starfish. Chocolate starfish.
To watch ESPN will see it. Hayden Fry, his staff, including George
I mean, look at this. And they're like, oh, this will be a 6-minute timeout.
Yeah, no shit. All right.
For the last play
I'm
of the
gonna
game.
laugh when they call with the play they call is the kneel.
Yes, right.
That would be the greatest troll job ever.
Not the victory formation in this situation.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
it's
just
the
a kneel. He'll fall
It's an
over.
L formation.
Or it's gonna be like over his head.
Fourth down. Robertson all the time in the world throws, and was it caught by Olin Jackson?
Nope.
Say no.
So they get another play.
Nebraska
Yeah.
gets the ball
No, it was fourth.
with
Oh, do they? Was it?
15 seconds to go.
Nebraska.
Now, Nebraska scores 2 touchdowns still in this game, right? Jeff Smith throws a
It would be
pass to
their-
Rathman.
It would be their third and fourth longest drives.
Red in the stands, and when they play each other, as they do once a year, that is a sight to see, no matter where it is, because everybody wears red.
And everybody
Do they?
go Big Red. That's
Yeah, except for all those white patches I see in
He's
there.
explaining.
Those are the shirtless people.
Yeah.
That's flesh.
Someone said, isn't it good they don't hold a grudge? The old Oklahoma coach walking into the Nebraska stadium.
Barry Switzer's a cool ass dude, man.
You've said that before.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Barry Switzer. I mean, I didn't live
Was that
through.
Rozier? Or was that a 30-something else? No, it was
No,
definitely not
Hope
Rozier.
he's not 30
This is
something.
Bruce.
Bruce!
Wow. That's his only snap he ever took.
Call the timeout. Call the timeout.
Starting off in their
Yay!
Did they really count that down?
knocked them off last week. Revenge is theirs. Losers
Well, there it is, folks. I hope you enjoyed the game.
Yeah.
We did.
Yeah, I had fun.
And if you listen to this point, then you should say the butthole thing.
Bobby Stoops has his whole name on the jersey.
Oh, yeah, because the Stoops brothers.
Yeah, let's make it more personal. If you made it this far, I want you to say Joe's mom's pussy
No,
is bad.
no. I really don't use any of those words. You could say Joe's.
Joe's pussy is bad?
No, you can say
Kick
Joe's,
Joe's
and bad.
pussy.
Kick Joe's, that's fine. All
Kick
right,
Joe-
that's a
Joe's
final. Now, we still have 11 more minutes of just watching them walk off the field. This cover. Oh,
Joe's got to go.
I gotta go.
All
I'm
right.
leaving right now.
All right. Fatty rides a bus.
Fatty rides a bus. You got to
Fatty
say,
rides
Joe.
a bus.
And of course, the great run with the pass by Irvin Fryer and the great job done by our Dallas MVP, Turner Gill.
Well, Nebraska played a marvelous first half. They scored on their first possession when they went 80 yards in 13 plays. They were stopped on their second possession, but then scored on the next 2 possessions. So they were totally dominant, and I think one of the more significant figures of the game is at the end of the first half, the total yards made by the University of Iowa was just 1 yard. That means you're playing great defensive football. But again, this is a green Iowa team that I really believe will improve very rapidly. I believe they'll have a reasonably good season.
And on the other hand, at the end of that first half, as Iowa had 1 yard, Nebraska had 250. Wilkening scored the first touchdown on a 4-yard drive. Irving Fryer went 41 yards with a Turner Gill pass. At the end of the first quarter, it was 14-0. At the end of the half, it was 28-0. And you know the final score. Nebraska 42, vengeance over Iowa, the Hawkeyes 7. I'm Jim Simpson with Bud Wilkinson. Remember, 3 games next week here on ESPN. And Bud and I will be down in Houston for Arizona State at Houston. In the meantime, join us on the College Football Preview Friday night on ESPN.